and he'll be dropping that before each series throughout the season. And Bino, Jeff, you miss a day, you miss a lot around here. Since last, Bino, you were in the hunt and in the mix with us. I think we've got our quarterback issue solved. Are you pumped, Bino, for that? Are you pumped?
It's been great discussion all week, Tony, and it's been, it's been thought-provoking. It's been educational with Marcos Garza. It's just it's been a good week of radio. You guys have done a great job.
Well, I'm infuriating people because I give my opinion, and I don't want to be that way, but for some reason I'm just polarizing. I don't know, even when I'm trying not to be. My opinion is I think it's a good thing. I don't know how good of a thing it is for the future, but I guess you live in the now. And then I don't quite know what to make of Joey Aguilar after last year being star.
Well, Tony, I absolutely understand both sides of the argument because I keep flipping back and forth. I'm kind of like Finko in that I don't know truly how to feel because I do not believe that the college football fan in me does not believe that it's good for the game going forward to have guys still in it 7-8 years after they've graduated high school.
Yep.
I mean, that's like having high schoolers go to school with grammar school kids. I just don't think that that's good for the game. The ball fan in me, which usually overrides the other, believes that we'll be better next year with Joey Aguilar as our quarterback as opposed to one of the young guys. But then the question becomes, for me, how much better and how much is it worth it? If Joey Aguilar gets his additional eligibility and he comes back and we are a playoff team, then it was 100% worth it. If he gains his eligibility and comes back and we finish 8-4, then I'm going to feel like that we've wasted a year for our two young quarterbacks.
And that's my point. That's my point. Thank you. Well stated. Because if you look, this is all fun and games right now, but next season, when you don't make a playoff, everybody's going to be upset at that head coach. That's just the reality of it. And in the midst of this, we've got a little monkey wrench thrown into the deal, as the case of Alabama basketball's Charles Betty Crocco. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey's filed an affidavit emphatically arguing that he does not want this kid in his league. Not upholding NCAA eligibility rules fuels disruption on the college sports landscape. Court filing on Thursday, one day before Bediaco's injunction hearing, Sankey took clear position against the courts granting eligibility of an athlete at one of his league's marquee brands. And let it be stated that he has come out against Alabama. Of course, he said absolutely nothing publicly because he is literally feckless and not there. He is Greg Sankey. You know what they ought to do? Do they still have fat heads, Bri? We ought to get a fat head of Sankey and put it on the wall behind me here. That's how he's rolling in this league. But he's chimed in a court filing. He's had nothing to say about nothing. Nothing to say about Ole Miss interfering with Clemson. When Dabo White pulled out the receipts. Nothing to nothing. I wonder if he chimes in on the Aguilar case, Bino. Wonder if he gets in the middle of those things.
I doubt it, Tony. I think he's probably more concerned with pros coming back than he is how old his league is. But maybe, I don't know.
Joey going to be, 25 next year? Is that right?
This will be his 7th or 8th year of college football, right?
Yeah.
7th or 8th year beyond his graduation.
Yep. So 25, yeah. I guess he's a class of 2018, 2019, 25, 26, 24. Let's see, he's 24. 25 at least.
I think his first year, I think he was a 2019 graduate because I think his first college football season was 19, I believe.
Yeah. The thing that's so interesting about this, and as somebody says here, because this is, a lot of things can be true all at once. And I think our audience and the callers and emails and our contribs and everybody involved has done a pretty nice job of this. Like Orange Throat was saying today, that it's not like you're giving all this up, the 2027 thing, for some guaranteed. This guy did his best work against the have-nots. That's who they beat last year. That's who he played great against. I mean, yeah, he put up numbers. And look, we have a head coach that loves numbers. We know that. And we have a head coach that's extremely risk-averse, so none of this is surprising. That he would be 1,000% in favor of this. None of this is surprising. Me, I just wonder if it's the best thing for the future. That's all. And I think there's a place for me at the table, like Bino said. I think there's a place for somebody like me to belly up to the bar. Brian, you wanted to say something, because what I want to do now, I want to assume that Aguilar is there. And I'm going to ask the sicko of all sickos, presented by Gufan Moving and Storage, Sicko de Sicko Copy, a.k.a. my main man, Hugin, our Friday date, to rank the returning starting quarterbacks in this league as we know them, and where Aguilar falls. I mean, is he a top 5 quarter? I know he put up numbers, but in my world, you have to win games. Well, you said the same thing about Garantano back in the day. I say the same thing about any quarterback. You got to win games, man. This thing, at the end of the day, it's not about throwing for yards. Like, people get on me about this Jalen Hurts guy. Hey, Hurts wins games. Bino, would you rather have a guy that fills up the stats in Indianapolis or a guy goes out and win games? Where are you?
Oh, obviously you want a guy that wins games. Now I'm not sure with that defense that we ran out there,
no question
that it's real fair to Joey.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not serious defense. So I think there's more than one side. And the other side to this is he's a great kid and he's a great story. That's the other side of it. He's so easy to root for. Such an easy to root for guy. And the fact that he was playing with that injury and never told anybody makes me feel ashamed that I even expressed my opinion, but my opinion's my opinion. Briney, you wanted to say a word about Joey Aguilar in the face of Orange Throat's blog today. Go ahead, Bri.
Yeah, you mentioned expectations being higher for Coach Heupel with Aguilar as his quarterback next year. But I think expectations are always going to be on the high side when it comes to this football program because they always have been. And no matter who he has at QB, especially when you're dealing with the coach who is in year 6 that has had success in the past, in the recent past, I think what it will do is that if Aguilar is the quarterback, that will give fans more hope for next year instead of raising expectations through the roof for Josh Heupel. That will give them more hope. And also, if you don't think Aguilar can beat good teams on the schedule, how can you then turn around and say that expectations will be higher for Heupel if he's the quarterback?
Bino, are expectations higher with this quarterback now? in our fan base?
No, Tony. I think going into year 6, I think our fan base is going to either way. I think they're going to say, "Hey, year 6, we should have been more fortified at quarterback." I don't think expectations go down a drop, regardless of who's playing quarterback.
Hugin baby on the other side. Throaty today lays it out. Throaty goes hard. He goes harder than I go on this thing. Which, again, everybody has, and there are people, all tore up with me. Here's the thing I'm not going to do. He wins his case. You're not going to hear me on here like crusading against the guy. I want him to succeed. I want to win. And like I said on here before, I'm pretty selfish and pretty open and honest. We do better when the Vols are winning at sports. Despite what some people think about me and, you're this and you're that. Hey, listen, I want to win. Because winning helps the bottom line. And the last time I checked, I'm in this professionally. I'm not in this, to have good arguments. I'm in this to serve my community, to make a living. You can do both. Service great fan base that I'm a part of. You can do all three of those things. But when you're winning, businesses, brands want to be associated with it. When the football team's 6-6, Bean will tell you this. He was involved in this game for a while on the sales side. You can't give it away when your team's not any good. You can't give it away. You're holding on for dear life. You're waiting for the worm to turn. I'm just thinking, to me, when I envision this, I just envision this season being a year where you get those two quarterbacks ready for 27 and figure out who can play. That's all. That's all. I don't have anything against this quarterback other than I don't think he's going to lead you to a playoff berth. Now, if you're going to tell me you're going to make a playoff berth, I'd say, yeah, let's do that. But you don't think that either, do you? Living Vol fan, you don't think we're making the playoff, do you? I mean, because ultimately, that's what this thing's about. Ultimately, that's what this thing's about. Brief timeout, more after this.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gufon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, From the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Cold weather is here. Is your heating system ready and running efficiently? Don't wait to find out. A simple tune-up now can help prevent costly breakdowns when you need your heat the most. Right now, Pipe Wrench is offering a $79 heating system tune-up to keep your home warm, safe, and worry-free all winter long. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune every part of your heating system for maximum efficiency and comfort, helping you avoid surprise breakdowns and high energy bills. And with Pipe Wrench Home Service's same-day service guarantee, you won't be left out in the cold waiting for help. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Schedule your $79 heating system tune-up today at pipewrench.com before winter decides to test your heater. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. For standard systems only, visit pipewrench.com for details.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com. Living Vol fan, when it's time to get ready for 2026 and what's ahead, there's only one place. It's Alumni Hall, the best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands, Nike, Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. And check this out. All the basketball stuff that the Tennessee basketball fan could ever need. Some great Tennessee baseball stuff as well. Any season, any reason. Alumni Hall, 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Murfreesboro, Bristol, and now open, of course, in Johnson City. And anytime online, alumnihall.com. Say it loud, say it proud. The ultimate volunteer shopping experience. Alumni Hall. Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner.
Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Bradley's and your Tony Basilio show are a Knoxville tradition. And these days, just like Tony B's show has taken off like a rocket ship, so have my friends at Bradley's. Sure, they still have all the delicious chocolate you're used to, like the chocolate-covered popcorn in the assortment boxes. They're now called Bradley's Gift and Home, and they have so much more than chocolate. Bradley's Gift and Home has all kinds of amazing curated gifts, jewelry, candles, and other for her gift items that will keep you from having to go anywhere else. Guys, trust me, as Basilio would say, Bradley's Gift and Home have taken it to the next level. And remember, Bradley's will have freshly dipped chocolate-covered strawberries in milk and white chocolate at both of their locations, 141 North Peters Road and 138 Biddle Farms Boulevard in Farragut next to Tupelo Honey. Strawberries available February 13th and 14th. See you at Bradley's Bradley's Gift and Home. See our website, shopbradleys.com.
Turner, baby, you're making me hungry for some Bradleys. I'm going to have to send Hugin some Bradleys. Hugin can be my main man. I'm telling you right now, he brings it long and strong. It's the eve of the Kentucky game, the eve of their destruction, Barry Maguire. It is going to be absolutely next level. Make no mistake about it. As Hugin Bear presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. And somebody's going to be moving tomorrow after that game onto a better basketball season because our schedule lightens up after that game is played. And Kentucky's got a road to hoe. So if Tennessee can knock them off their moorings tomorrow, that could be pretty injurious to Kentucky's world, which has gotten right since their game in Thompson Bowling. They've been playing pretty well. Got smoked at Vanderbilt, but they figured some things out, just like Tennessee has. And my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, as we bring Hugin Bear in, have been at it since 1887. That's 139 years now that we're in 2026. I can do my math. And that fires me up. You know, Tom Gufon says, Tony, I love how you represent us. I said, Tom, to be associated with such a historic brand, to be associated with the longest running moving company in these United States of America, I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And the work that they do, and the thousands and thousands of people they've moved down through the years. But let's, without further ado, bring the great Mike Hugin in with us. And Hugin, miss a week, miss a lot. The news broke a couple days ago that, well, the new thing now, you get in a local court and you get a TRO. You get yourself a temporary restraining order in a local court. And the great Marcos Garza was on with us a couple days ago, and he says that's going to turn into something permanent here in a few weeks, because that's the way we fight our battles in local courts now, Hugin. And we win. We play home games and we win in major college sports. Hugin, your thoughts on the ramifications of Tennessee's season with Joey Aguilar returning?
A much higher floor at quarterback. I don't think he's anything close to elite. The idea that, okay, he is a veteran, he's old, he's played in the offense, he understands that he's been on the field a hell of a lot for a bunch of teams. But, you know, is he the kind of quarterback that takes a team to a playoff? If he doesn't make mistakes, yeah. But, I mean, I don't think he's going to win games for Tennessee. But, again, the floor is higher with him. And sometimes the floor matters more than the ceiling.
Bino, the floor matters more than the ceiling. Do you agree with that, Beanstar?
Well, along with Mike, I don't think there's any question that Tennessee will have a better football team next year. Well, I believe they'll have a better football team next year with Joey playing quarterback. as opposed to one of the younger kids who's never played going up against the schedule that Tennessee's getting ready to face. The question is, how much better? And that I don't know.
And that's the difference. Hugin, the Vols are getting ready to face a schedule that's just a different breed of cat, man. Which I guess is a good reason to have a veteran. You know, you want a veteran. Personally, I'd like to see one of the kids play, but that makes me kind of crazy and, different and all that. And I don't know. When I'm like Bino, half the time when I think about it, I'm like, what in the world are you saying, Tony? And half the time I'm thinking, I kind of know what Joey Aguilar is, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's rank them. Let's go around the room.
Presumably,
go ahead.
He can play. He can play better than he did this year.
Sure.
I think he threw 10 or 11 picks.
Yep.
So maybe he cuts that down by 2 or 3 or 4.
Yep.
But again, if he is the quarterback next year, what does that mean for 2027? And I know in this era of college football, I think the vast majority of coaches, if not every single one, worries about right now rather than in the future. But if he's your quarterback in 2026, then do you feel comfortable rolling out a first-time starter in 2027, or do you go to the portal again, like you went to it and got Aguilar? So that's one of the things I think that coaches need to worry about. I think in the old days, i.e. 10 years ago, Tennessee fans would be excited to see McIntyre. Okay, he's a huge recruit. He's a Tennessee kid. It was a big recruiting battle. We got him. Let's see how he is. He could be the starter for 3 years. In this era, it's I want a guy who has played before. I don't care if he's a mercenary, and I'm not calling Aguilar a mercenary.
Wonderful.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Let's think if you're a University of Miami fan. If they didn't get Darian Mensah, oh my God, our season's over.
Yeah.
So it's and because the quarterback obviously in a Heupel offense is vital in a lot of ways, more so I think than in other offenses. And at least Aguilar is used to the offense and knows what Heupel and Hazel want. The difference is, how do you know that McIntyre, for instance, wouldn't be even better in that offense after 3 or 4 games? So I'm sure they're gonna ride with Aguilar if he's eligible. Again, that gives you a higher floor, but I don't think Tennessee's going to the playoffs next year, no matter who the quarterback is.
See, that's kind of my point. My point is, if you tell me I'm going to the playoffs, I'm in. Bino, is that kind of a foolish thing of me to say out loud, or is that an okay thing? Is that an okay position from your perspective?
No, I mean, Tony, I think that's basically my perspective. I'm going to be happy if Joey comes back, but if Tennessee does not make the playoffs, I'm going to question whether that was the best thing for Tennessee to have happened.
Okay, well, now I don't feel so nuts, because I think you're a pretty reasoned guy. I think I'm sort of all over the place. Hugie, would you say that Bino's probably a little more logical than I am, having done with, and I'm a little more emotional?
But that goes back to, I think, again, Kurt Cignetti is the worst, is both the best and worst thing that ever happened to college football coaches. He proves you can do it at a school that hasn't done it, but he also, the inordinate amount of pressure he puts on coaches at schools that think they should be doing this kind of thing. And Tennessee's one. And Florida's another. I mean, John Summerall's under a ton of pressure already. Florida State, they've already given up on their season, it seems.
Yes.
You got people a little bit antsy at Georgia. What's going on here?
Yes.
We've been in the playoff the last 2 years, but we've lost twice.
Yeah.
We haven't even won a game in the playoff, and Indiana's winning it. So, I think the idea that you can be – I don't think any coach is willing to develop a player if it costs him a game or two at quarterback. Whereas in the past, I think you're like, we're going to live with his growing pains and be better off next season. I don't think any coach has that mindset anymore.
No, and you're right about people wanting to see the young kids play, because somebody just put in our YouTube chat where I'm getting kind of drug, which is okay. I'm not afraid to give my opinion. People think, well, he's doing a bit. I'm not doing a bit. And then Bino's not doing a bit. Bino, you doing a bit? I'm not doing a bit. Maybe Bino's
No,
doing
I'm not good at bits.
Yeah,
Tony.
we're not. I'm giving you my opinion. So, and I think my opinion's warranted. I think the thing about this argument is that everybody makes a good case. Like, who wouldn't want a quarterback that raises your floor, like Hughie's saying, when you're getting ready to play top-level competition? I agree with that. If you could tell me we could do that and mix and match and introduce those young quarterbacks into this thing as we go, I would be for that, but that's not what this head coach is going to do. He's already shown me that. He's not going to do that. In fact, none of these head coaches are going to do that. But anyway, I digress. Let's rank them. How many of these top flight in the league that we think are the top? And by the way, some of the guys that are on this list now won't be on this list at the end of the year. It's college football, as much as they've changed it, it's still the same. It's still a sport driven by opinion, which is why it's such an interesting sport. It's still driven by opinion. There are people out there that still believe that Notre Dame was one of the 4 best teams in the sport, whether or not they got into the playoffs, and it makes the game extremely interesting. So, Hugie, let's go ahead if we can, and we'll go around the room. Let's rank the quarterbacks. Who's your number 1 guy in the league this year?
Gets his, what it would be, 6th year. If he gets his 6th year, I think he'll go into the season as the best quarterback in the league.
And who's that? Who was that?
If he doesn't, I think it's Stockton or Manning.
Okay, so you've got the kid at Ole Miss, because I think the kid at Ole Miss they're going to go the local court route. So you've got Chambliss up top. Chambliss is 1. And then you've got, let's just throw them out there real quick. Let's make tiers here. Chambliss, Stockton.
Manning and Stockton 2 or 3 in some order.
Manning. Okay.
Marcel Reed 4, John Mateer 5.
Reed.
Lenore Stellar 6, Aguilar 7. That's among the guys who are coming back.
What about the kid at LSU?
Well, I'm not counting. I haven't seen him play at LSU yet. I think Levitt's got a very high ceiling if he's healthy. I think Mateer last year was bothered by the dude broke his hand in October, so he did not show what he could be. I wasn't counting any transfers in there. I think Levitt has the potential to be one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in the league, and if he's one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in the league, he's going to be one of the best dozen or so in the country. Is he able to go through spring practice because of his foot? That makes a big difference, I think, because he's playing in a totally new offense. He's a smart kid. This will be the 3rd offense he's played in. Obviously, Kiffin likes him because they spent a ton of money on him.
Yes.
So I was just ranking the 7 guys who are coming back. But I think that Levitt, if he's healthy, is going to be one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the league. There's going to be a ton of pressure on him. I sort of still wonder about the LSU rushing attack and the LSU offensive line. But for the most part, Kiffin has shown that whoever his running back is productive and a big-time producer. But I'm still the idea that they basically chased off every offensive lineman with a pulse at LSU and don't seem to be worried. That's intriguing to me.
So you got Chambliss up top, Stockton, Manning, Reed, Mateer, and then Aguilar. You got Aguilar like 6. Is that right?
Yeah, I think Sellers has a higher ceiling.
Or Sellers, okay.
But I also think Sellers has a lower floor.
Yeah, okay, so we'll put Sellers below him. Okay. Brian, how do you rank them? We're just
I like
spitballing
Manning.
here. All right.
I like Manning 1. Yep. I like I think Mateer I got 2nd.
Wow.
You also have to look at Marcel Reed being up there. And I'll just give my top 3. I'll give those 3 as my top 3. Aguilar would probably be 5th or 6th.
So he's in your 2nd tier. How would you tier?
Yeah.
Would you tier these guys, Hugie? Would you say Aguilar is a 2nd tier guy in the league?
Returners, yes. Among all of them, maybe he's third.
Third tier?
Because, again, I don't know how you can rank the guys at LSU, at Florida,
yes,
Missouri, Kentucky. I don't know how you can rank those guys until they actually do something.
Okay, because the chef Heflin's in here as well. I might drag the chef into this because the chef's gonna tell you about his new podcast he's got here in a little bit. But Bino, look at the quarterbacks. Look at them on paper. This is kind of fun. We're getting through a February day here. And Joey Aguilar and the local courts are giving us a reason to look at this. It's interesting stuff.
I put Stockton up there. I should have had him in the top 4. So excuse me for admitting that.
No. You're the top 4 have to be right. Stockton, Chambliss, Manning, and Reed, I would think, right? That's the top 4. And then I don't get Mateer. I don't like Mateer like you guys like him. I find him to be kind of a silly quarterback that does silly things, but I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the boat on him. Bino, go ahead.
Tony, if Chambliss regains his eligibility and Levitt is healthy, then the top tier to me is Chambliss, Stockton, Manning, Reed, and Levitt. Those are the top 5 quarterbacks, top tier, and then just underneath those, I would have Joey alongside Lennar Sellers and John Mateer. So I think that Joey is just outside the top 5, assuming Chambliss. If Chambliss doesn't get his eligibility, and Levitt is not healthy, then I move Joey up into that top tier.
So they're telling me, Hugin, that we're not counting the stats last year. This guy was he was up top in the SEC in passing yards, and how can we say he's not? How do we rectify?
Quarterback is in a Heupel offense is going to be 1, 2, or 3 in the league in passing. That's the offense he runs. What bothered me was the amount of interceptions he threw. I think he played better in the first half of the season, and once there was a little bit of tape of him in that offense, sometimes he struggled later in the season.
I agree with that.
His completion percentage was impressive, 67, but in some respects, if your quarterback's completing less than 65% of his passes, your quarterback's not all that good anymore, which is a gigantic change. But again, I think that if McIntyre, for instance, is the quarterback, I think he'll be 1, 2, or 3 in the league in passing yards per game, just because that's Heupel's offense. Now he might throw more than 10 picks, and he might make bad reads, but I think whoever the quarterback is in a Heupel offense is going to throw for a lot of yards.
The interception thing scares me with Joey, and it scares me this year. Same reason that Mateer's decision making and some of the crazy things he does on a football field scares me as well. So I go back to that playoff game. I mean, he just does wacko things. So that's reasons why I would keep both those guys out of tier 1 in my mind. But
He did break his hand.
Well, I know he broke. Well, and Joey played with a tumor in his throwing arm, which they have had surgery. He's had surgery on it. Bino, are we being too rough on a guy that had a tumor in his arm? Talking about the interceptions and the fact that when they got tape on him, they kind of slowed him down. Plus, they also realized that he wasn't a very good runner, which allowed them also to get him under control a little bit.
Well, now what I'll concede, Tony, is everyone that I put in front of him, without question, with the possible exception of Levitt, because we don't know, had a better surrounding cast than Joey had, especially a better defense and a better kicking game.
Yes. Now Arch had a terrible offensive line last year. I'm not sure how good Levitt's offensive line at LSU is going to be. Now, they did add the Seton kid from Colorado, who's a kid that was committed to Tennessee at one time. Great tackle. How much better is LSU's line going to be? Hugie, you're a sicko.
They had no qualms at all about basically letting anybody with a pulse leave up front. So Seton cost a ton of money.
Yep.
They spent a lot of money on their line, sort of like what Texas Tech did to get to the playoff, though I would argue that Texas Tech's defensive line, the money was much better spent than on the offensive line. But, it's the way that Kiffin has done stuff. He's a portal guy. He doesn't care about, I don't care about a third-year offensive lineman. I want a fifth-year offensive lineman. So he went out and got 4- and 5-year offensive linemen, paying them nice amount of money. I don't know. I'll be honest. I've never talked to anybody who said that he runs a difficult offense for an offensive lineman. So I have no idea what offensive line coaches think of Kiffin's offense in terms of teaching it. I have no idea. So, but I think that's important when you consider that Levitt, if he doesn't play this spring,
that's right, and he might not.
I think going forward for the fall, that is something to watch.
And that's
now,
one of the
reasons.
They did
bring the Longstreet kid in, the 5-star guy from SC, but he's supposed to be the backup. So Sam Levitt's health is extremely interesting for not only the SEC race, but the potential national title race.
And I guess the thing with Aguilar, too, when you have surgery on your arm, there's no guarantees you come back 100% either. I have no idea. The thing about a lot of this stuff, Hugie, is that we're not going to know till we see the game kicked off, until we see 4 weeks of it. But it's still a great argument and debate sport, and this is an interesting argument and debate topic. Our panel has Chambliss, Stockton, Manning, and Reed ranked ahead. And in the first tier, Bino throws Levitt in there. And then the second tier is Aguilar, Mateer, and Sellers. And here's the thing about Sellers. You put Sellers on a team like Tennessee with a pretty good supporting cast, he'd be pretty damn good, Bino. He's like a one-man team running around out there at South Carolina. I'm surprised he stayed there being started and didn't get down to Miami, which was the big rumor in the offseason.
Yeah, me too, Tony. I think he's the one that's being discounted the most simply because of the situation that he's in.
And that is true, right, Hugie? Like, if he's on a better team, we probably think more of him, right? But he's like a one-man wrecking crew out there.
Right, and I think you look at Lenore Sellers and see a guy with a really strong arm, like Joe Milton, not as good as Milton, but got a cannon.
Yeah.
And extremely mobile.
Yes.
He's an extra running back in the back.
I would love to see him in this offense. I would love to see him for that mobility.
The completion percentage isn't going to be high, but
right.
I think Sellers would thrive in a Heupel offense.
Oh, I think he would be dynamite in this offense. Just absolutely. I would love this. 2 things I'd like to see in Heupel's offense is a athlete like him that can throw a deep ball like he can, and a dynamic make you miss running back. Because they would scheme a running back into secondaries, and it would be extremely fun to watch. We've had neither so far, but who knows? Maybe at some point we'll get, because Hooker was a real good athlete, like in the open field, but he wasn't one of these tremendously dynamic upper tier, make you miss guys. But he ran enough to be extremely effective, and obviously his passing game, and when he came along, they were just so far ahead of the pack too, the way they were doing things. All right, Hugie, as Mike Hugin and presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, your Gufon Moving and Storage has been at it, as we told you, since the late 1800s. I mean, getting it done. And here's the thing. Shout out to Taylor. He's 5th generation. Shout out to their new offerings as they continue to stay on the vanguard and the cutting edge. secure vaulted storage, and the newest offering, commercial storage logistics. If you're a business owner and you're looking for a place to park things and you've got a need for receiving storage delivery, we will handle that for you at Gufon Moving and Storage. I want to encourage you to check out the website over at gufonmovingandstorage.com, gufon.com. Also, you can click on the link when you check out our blog today over at tclub.team. It's an interesting discussion. Another interesting discussion, we were talking about the SEC tomorrow, and we get an opportunity to see the tiers of the league tomorrow, Hugin. How would you tier the Southeastern Conference when you look at these teams right now?
From the bottom up.
Yeah.
I think that South Carolina and Oklahoma will be looking for new coaches. I think LSU's about 50-50 on the new coach. And I think Ole Miss and Mississippi State they have zero chance to make the NCAA field.
Yep.
And their coaches are going to be on the hot seat next season. And if you're, they got, Chris Jans at Mississippi State, they can't score. Then you got Chris Beard at Ole Miss, and I think there's a lot of folks that, given Chris Beard's background, have zero issues with Ole Miss struggling.
Yep.
So those five, take those five out. I think Georgia, Texas, Missouri, and Auburn are all bubble teams. Mm-hmm. I think Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, Vandy, Kentucky, A&M, and Florida are all comfortably in. I don't think any SEC team this year is going to make the Final Four. I think there's a lot of flaws, but I think we'll find a heck of a lot more out about A&M tomorrow. They play host to Florida.
Yes.
At the same time, Kentucky plays host to Tennessee. Both those games are gigantic. Alabama and Auburn play tomorrow as well. Another gigantic game. But A&M, you got to give Buck and McMillan credit. I don't know how good they are. We're going to find out more. They're fun to watch, a lot more fun than they were under Buzz Williams. Vanderbilt is interesting to watch. In Kentucky, they have looked horrible 3 times this year. Gonzaga embarrassed them. Michigan State embarrassed them. Vandy embarrassed them. And yet here they are. They've won 7 of 8. And they're squarely back in the hunt. I think Tennessee, if they play their usual level of defense, can beat Kentucky tomorrow, even if it's in Rupp.
I agree with that. I expect to win. I expect to win that game, Hugin. That's how crazy this league is. Bino, that's how crazy this series is. I literally expect to win that game tomorrow, which is what I wrote in the blog. Bino, Jeff? I expect to win that game tomorrow, Bino, Jeff. Bino, Jeff there?
I'm here, Tony.
Okay. I expect to win.
Sorry, I was muted. You're a little bit ahead of me, Tony. The way this series has gone of late, I think Tennessee certainly can win. Expect to win is too strong for me.
All right. My top of the league, Hugin, is, and this is no particular order, but I've got Florida, Bama. I've got Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Arkansas, and A&M in my first tier. That's me. And then I think the middle 4 are Kentucky, Missouri, Texas. I'll put Georgia in that middle 4, and I agree with you on the bottom of the league. And also shout out to LSU as well, Hugin, because I think they'll be changing coaches, even though he's a local guy and a good guy. And
yeah, Matt McMahon.
They cut the knees
it's
out.
It's not
from
working.
under him.
The thing is, that I think they're going to win 18 games, but I don't know if you bring him back.
Yeah, they're going to.
Their non-conference schedule was an absolute joke.
Yes.
And you watch them play in SEC, and they don't have the talent. When he was at Murray State, McMahon got the talent and dominated his leagues, but this team is not very good. I think again, A&M is questionable to me. We'll know more tomorrow. Arkansas. I think you look at Arkansas' schedule and you're thinking they may have benefited from a relatively easier early SEC schedule. And I don't trust Calipari in the tournament.
Oh, I know.
So
yeah.
A-Cup is really good. He's also a freshman. I'm interested in seeing what happens when, more and more teams are hunting him out on both ends of the court. Let's see what happens there. Vandy, that's a well-coached team. Alabama is just way too reliant on the three-pointer. Way too reliant on the three-pointer. I think back to Sunday, Florida scored 72 points in the paint.
Yeah.
And Alabama they looked like sixth graders going against high school kids. Florida just embarrassed them down low. And Bediako was a total non-factor. He fouled out and was taunted throughout the game with chance of G League dropout, which I thought was pretty
very next level. Very ingenious of those kids. Yes, very good. It's what
the Alabama really, the idea of defense at Alabama. Let's play really hard for 10 seconds. Let's go. Let's just get the ball back and jack up at three. So
that game the other night with A&M was the most non-defensive, indefensible defensive game. Rick Barnes literally would need Rolaids to get through that game, like a whole pack of them. He would have major heartburn and maybe palpitations, Hugie, watching that video back.
Were taken in that game. 79 three-pointers.
79 three-balls.
And 55 two-pointers.
It's unbelievable, Andy. All right, so Brian Hartman, what's your top of the league? Who are your teams? My top 7 are Florida, Alabama, Vandy, Tennessee, Arkansas, A&M. Who are yours, Bri?
It's hard to separate a lot of the tiers because everyone just sort of lays on top of each other if you look at it.
Yep.
But you've got to have Florida and A&M, and I think Arkansas in terms of talent, they're right up there. You can make a strong argument that you could have a tier that you can't really separate. There could be as many as 7 different teams. You could even have Alabama in there, Tennessee, Arkansas, Vandy, Kentucky, Florida, and A&M. I think Missouri and Auburn are a notch below those 7.
Yeah.
And you could probably throw Texas in there. Texas, Georgia, Auburn, Missouri could be a tier. And then Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU, South Carolina, Oklahoma. I think the bottom has definitely separated itself from the rest of them in a bad way, in a dubious way. So I'll put 7 teams in my first tier, 4 in my second, and 5 in my bottom tier.
I'll tell you one thing, Hugie, and you can make no mistake about this. That Oklahoma team, I don't know what happened to the guy that used to coach in Chicago, but that ain't the guy coaching at Oklahoma right now. That guy in Chicago, his teams were tough. They defended you. They got after you. They got in your jock. They were physical. This team he has now is brutal on 10 continents, my friend.
They played a very tough schedule, but that's just not a very good team. And I think Moser, I don't know, I don't think the basketball NIL is where it needs to be.
Yep.
I think Moser is a guy who probably is a mid-major coach, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that if he has a little less talent, he can beat you. But I think this Oklahoma team has a lot less talent, and coaching only takes you so far. The Loyola team that got to the Final Four had no business being there in terms of the talent level. He outcoached a lot of really good coaches, and his team was veteran. That doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, I think Oklahoma will be looking for a new coach. South Carolina is certainly looking for a new coach.
That poor guy.
Yeah, I agree. I think LSU, I think it's 50-50. I think the only thing that might save Matt McMahon is the amount of money they're spending on football.
His AD came out and said they don't make the tournament, he's gone. I mean, that ain't doing your head coach any favors anyway. Okay, so Hugie, it's time for Gufon Moving and Storage's Mover of the Week, as presented by the great Mike Hugin.
Okay, this is a weird one. There's a company called Rally House that makes college sports apparel.
Rally House.
The newest T-shirt from Rally House says Big Ten Trifecta, and it's got the logos of Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana. Okay, who's buying that shirt? You ain't buying a shirt if you're a Michigan or Ohio State fan, because there's no way you're going to wear a shirt with your arch rival's logo on it. And if you're Indiana, just buy an Indiana shirt. And if you're a Purdue fan or a Michigan State fan, why am I going to wear that shirt? That is quite possibly one of the dumbest T-shirts I've ever seen from a sports standpoint.
Bino, that thing sounds like it's going to end up in some orphanages in Russia, like our orange shoes we wore back in '88. When Johnny Major said, "Get those things out of here," I never want to see them again.
There'll be at least one of those in your basement, Tony.
He's laughing at he's making light of the fact, Hugie, that I'm a junk collector, and that's instant junk.
That is a junk. I mean, seriously, it'd be like an Alabama logo, a Tennessee logo, and a Georgia logo. Oh my God, no one would wear that shirt.
Hugie, who we like in the Super Bowl on the way out?
Seattle.
I think it's gonna be a close game.
I think they're going to get after Drake May.
Close game or blowout?
I think it'll be close. It'll be fun. Mm-hmm. It'll be a nice ending to the football season, which should make everybody cry a little bit.
I agree with that. Hugie, will you be partaking of Bad Bunny at halftime?
I mean, I didn't when they had Petty and the Who and I don't watch halftime shows.
I agree with that.
That's when you clean stuff up.
Yep.
You run. Yeah. No. But I've watched Bad Bunny before I'd watch Kid Rock.
Hugie, thank you.
That's an extremely low bar.
I agree with that. I never got Kid Rock's appeal. I don't understand it.
No.
He desecrated Sweet Home Alabama. I mean, and then he sung some fake country ballad with Sheryl Crow, which was just brutal. I got your picture on the wall. Thank you, Hugie. I love you. You're the man. I stand with Hugie. I'll be at the Puppy Bowl, Bino. That's what I do. I do the Puppy Bowl during Super Bowl Sunday. I like my dogs. Now, speaking of the big game, before we do that,
you're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
All right, so I think both halftime shows are brutal. I was watching my boy Rick Beato the other day on YouTube, who does a great channel, Beato. He's excellent. And he compared the Grammys of 1984 to these Grammys that we just watched. And look, I think there's a lot of musically talented people, but it gets hidden in today's modern production. You can't even, and some of these songs, the craft of songwriting and the changes they're using and how basic and the melodies that people are, none of those songs are memorable except the song that won Song of the Year. That's a really, really well constructed song. But anyway, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have a gentleman I'd now like to introduce to us, or to introduce to me, introduce to you. Pino, I'm half roached.
It's a good intro, Tony. Carry on.
Thank you. How am I doing so far, Bino? Did I bungle that?
Outstanding.
Ladies and gentlemen, it must be baseball season. You know, it's like that old song, must be Santa, Santa Claus. It must be baseball season because when I clicked on that thumbnail today, and it's a beautiful, beautiful shot, and I see that over there on our YouTube channel, we got ourselves a podcast, and the chef is cooking one up for us each week. Will Heflin of Garza Law Extra Innings fame. How we doing, my man?
Doing well, Tony. It sure does feel like baseball season outside, doesn't it?
Yeah, in Anchorage, Alaska, maybe.
Yeah,
How hard is it, Chef, to prepare for a season when you get 0 days outside in the winter. Like these guys this year have gotten 0 days outside. There's no way they're out there the last couple of weeks, as in 0 days outside.
No. If they were out there, it was brief for a scrimmage, warm up inside, go outside, stand it as long as you can, and then run back inside. But it stinks, but everybody deals with it. So the school calendar being the way it is determines the baseball season starting when it does. And it makes you wonder why you didn't go play in Florida somewhere. But sometimes it's not too bad. I mean, we'll get some 60s and upper 50s sprinkled in here late February. So the preseason is absolutely brutal. There's no sugarcoating that.
Well, and you today talk about what we're going to hear in your podcast. Share with the living listener what the podcast is going to be about.
Yeah. So the
and by the way, to the living listener, you're going to be able to hear that anywhere that you catch your podcast. You will look for it. But go ahead. The weekend rotation with Will Heflin. Go ahead, Willie.
So we've got extra innings, Tony, and that's our reaction show.
Yep.
But I want to have something to go off of as a prediction show or a preview show, if you will. So it'll be very similar to the winners and losers show that we did before each football slate.
Mm-hmm.
This one will obviously be 95% focused on Tennessee, but we'll look around the league. If there's any betting lines already out, we'll go over those. But really just have something to go off of where I kind of spiel what I think is going to happen, what I'm looking for, and it'll give me something to go off of early on extra innings. Hey, here's what we said. Here's where we were right. Here's where we were wrong. And, it's just something to kind of get me going into the weekend. And I hope the listeners, use it for the same way. Just kind of a nice little pairing, a duo, if you will, with extra innings that I had so much fun doing last year. And I'll have guests, like you'll be on anytime you want. And then I'll bring some people on the media. Our good friend Ben McKee will have to make an appearance.
He the main.
I'll have Bry on there. I'll have Matt Dixon on there.
Yep.
Bino, if he wants to jump on there, he can jump on there. But we'll mix it up each week. I'll try to bring in some sharp people, and then maybe some former players mixed in, and we'll just see where it goes. But it'll be fun.
What a weird time, man. No Tony Vitello. Has that sunk into you yet?
That's one of the most I got to say this the right way so it doesn't come off wrong, but it's one of the most interesting things about this season is you really got used to what Tennessee baseball was, and you knew exactly what it was going to look like headed into the season. And then it was like, okay, let's just get to June and see where the chips fall. And they either fell in Super Regionals or Omaha every year for 6 years in a row. Or 5 years, however long since 2020, the season that got canceled, 21 on, it was Omaha, Supers, or National Championship, and those were your three options. And Josh Elander has been with Vitello before his Tennessee stint, but all of his Tennessee stint as well. So there'll be some similarities, but it's going to be different, and it's going to be weird seeing Tennessee baseball without 22 out there. And I said it on the first recording of the weekend rotation. I think that the floor for this team and the ceiling are miles apart. And that's why you go out there and play the game. But, I mean, the talent's there, Tony. They're ranked anywhere from 3 to 17 in the preseason polls. So what does that tell you? Nobody else knows what's going to happen either. Everybody knows it's a really good roster, but we just don't know. And I don't think that's a shot at Elander. Everybody thinks he's more than well equipped to be the man, but it's his first year, right? And we saw two guys last year in their first year that had very different seasons. One was Schnall at Coastal. He finished losing in the national championship. And we also had Michael Early, who was the preseason unanimous number 1 at A&M, and they didn't even make the tournament. So it can go one of a lot of different ways.
And I thought Early would be the late Michael Early when that season first started.
That was so odd the way it played out. And, they had some injuries. They lost Grahovac early. Who's going to be back, should have a big year.
Yes.
And they're dudes that, everybody was ranking them where they were because Laviolette was supposed to carry the load. He struggled early, and I think it was a team that just got emotional with the slow start. And I don't see that happening under Josh Elander. I think one of the things Tennessee fans will come to love about him is how steady he is. But there's going to be some growing pains, no doubt. No doubt about it. And hopefully they're better for him.
So we have a lot to get into today. Very little time to get there. Bino, any thoughts for the chef? I know the base runner in you. Be a good time to bring up this change in philosophy, because Josh Elander, one of the things that he said in his couple of his press stops is that we're going to hold base runners. Will, how much of a point of a contention now that Frank's gone? And I know you love Frank, but among the team, behind the scenes, how much of a point of contention was that with guys that we would just surrender bases to people, not even worry about it, like it's like we're out there playing biddy ball or something, like we're back to being 11 years old again?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the easiest things to point to and say, okay, we can improve on this. And I think they will. I mean, Elander was a catcher, so he obviously wants to give that position group a chance to put up better numbers in terms of how many guys they throw out. And it's really not the hardest thing in the world to fix. So he has mentioned that they will. I don't think it's going to be like, I don't think they've spent all of their preseason focused on that, but it really is just a shift in mentality. Is like, hey, we're going to value that 90 feet a little bit more.
And Will, from my standpoint, it's not the 90 feet. I don't worry about the 90 feet. It's the 180 feet that I worry about. Us giving up second and third. We give up second. You give up third. I mean, when you're making every hitter Willie Wilson, that's what I have a problem with.
I hear you. I also think there's been a shift in the league with some of the teams playing, everything goes in waves, right? And the last decade or so in the SEC, it was such a power league. But these last couple of years, man, you've seen some teams really lean into the run game and having some versatility at the plate and more, different style of offenses. And so I think you have to be a chameleon as a program and how you play defense. And it's like, you're going to play 3 games against Kentucky and Vanderbilt every year, and they're going to run. So you've got to be good at it.
Pretty
hey, Will,
amazing.
I watched the your premiere. Very good. Those of you who haven't seen it, jump on YouTube, check it out. Will goes over the hitters, goes over the freshmen. Just an excellent start, Will. I'll look forward to it all season long.
Thank you, sir. We'll have a lot of fun doing it, and it's going to be a fun baseball season. It's a cool time of year. I mean, we're talking about Joey football. Football's year round, but we're going to be middle of March Madness. Baseball's starting up. I mean, this is one of the fun times of the year for Tennessee fans, especially those like myself that really hold baseball of high importance. That's a hard word. But anyways, you've got a lot going on right now. I know football's over, come Sunday will be the last game, the Super Bowl. But it's going to be a fun stretch here as we get to mid-February, baseball kickoff, and then you've got March, and then into summer, it's all Tennessee baseball. So,
and by the way,
while it's here, it seems like these seasons fly nowadays.
And by the way, Willie, as Will Heflin joins, we will have a Garza Law extra innings after that first series down in Houston, and then those will begin once we get to Lee play, when we start playing in the Lee. And Tennessee's got a great home schedule this year, Will. It's going to be fun, man. I can't wait to see Texas. That's going to be fun.
it's a great league schedule. There's no such thing as a bad league schedule in the SEC, especially now you've taken out the divisions, so you get more of a variety. But you're right, Texas coming to Lindsey Nelson will be awesome. And for those that don't know, it's 10 weeks back to back to back to back to back. There is no bye week once the SEC season starts. So you better strap up and be ready for 3 wars every single weekend.
Yep.
And you're right, we'll do the first extra innings after that big tournament in Texas. So after the Virginia Tech game Sunday, we'll go live on Garza Law Extra Innings and start taking calls. Hopefully the Vols are like 15-0 by that point. But either way, we'll jump on there and dissect the thing, look at it scientifically or emotionally, whatever you so choose. And from there, I think we've got one more week in between, and then we start conference play, like you said. So it'll be every weekend, and then once postseason starts,
yes.
And Tennessee has made a reoccurring schedule of being in the postseason. We'll do it after every single game, starting from Hoover on.
Yeah, it's fun. And by the way, Beanstar, we visited with Negative earlier in the week. Would he be on the scientific, or would he be on the emotional scale, Bino? Where would Negative fall?
Dave would be on the emotional side of the seesaw, and whoever was on the other side would just be catapulted out into space somewhere.
I mean, and Will, you got to interface with Negative last year. He is he's an acquired taste for the
I
living
love me
list.
some Negative.
Say? Negative wears it on his sleeve,
I consider
man.
him a hybrid. You know, he's got it scientifically, but if Jay Abernathy's not in the leadoff spot, then it's going to be some emotion for Mr. Dave.
I consider Negative a jackass. Okay, well, let's talk about the Super Bowl. And Negative, I mean that with all due respect to you. How do we see this game, guys? We haven't talked about it at all this week, but yet I am pretty excited about it. And by the way, BB Buntley says, Basilio, it's Beato. I know it's Beato. I'm a paisan. He's from upstate New York. His brother plays in a really cool cover band. They grew up together. He's got a great story. I love him. I love what he does. And he is right. Kid Rock samples Sweet Home Alabama. Now, people are telling me that he's sampling Werewolves of London. I mean, the chord structures are pretty similar in those tunes. But maybe he samples both. I've never caught that he samples both. But Kid Rock, I don't understand him. I don't get him. I never got him. I apologize for that. I'm sorry. I will give you my opinion. And Bad Bunny, I don't, Bad Bunny, I don't, it's not for me. No offense. Okay, so.
Is there a good bunny?
I'm watching the Puppy Bowl. Brian, some would say there are. I like bunnies. Out in the meadow. It's a very peaceful animal. My dog's never yet caught one. My dog's a hapless hunter. She's a real dum-dum. Okay. So, Fleet Pete just said I sound like an old man, get off my lawn. No, I don't think I'm a get off my lawn guy. I'll watch a Puppy Bowl. I'll watch a game. I don't pay attention to the commercials either. I watch it for the foot. That's why I love the NFC and AFC championship games, because those are for the real sports fan. This week is for, I don't even know what this week is for. Bino, do you feel that way about the Super Bowl too, or am I the only one?
I think this is the least anticipated Super Bowl that I can ever remember. And I don't know if it's because none of us wanted to see Kansas City, but without them in there, there's nobody to really pull against.
Yeah.
Nobody hates New England anymore since Brady and Belichick's exit. So, I mean, it wouldn't bother me if either one of these teams won it.
Real Mr. Tubbs says Kid Rock's 1,000 times better than Taylor Swift. I'm not going to argue with you. One of those two is a prolific songwriter, and the other one is a sampler and a media creation. And who started out as a white rapper back in the day. You can go ahead and look that up, and you see what you come back with on Bob Ritchie. You come back with on that. I'm talking music here. Music, baby doll. Moving along. You like, Will, how I'm having arguments with people while I'm conducting the show, while I'm talking about the Super Bowl. Will, I've got various groups of people stirred up at me right now. Are you enjoying it?
As always, I am enjoying it, Tony. And the best way to argue is when you know they can't respond. So you read those comments.
Interesting.
And you always get the last say. So
punching down as we call it. Actually, they
can respond.
No, they do get their response. Trust me, and I get to read it every day. Here's the thing, my friends at VIP Play, bet $20, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. If you want to have some fun with the Super Bowl this weekend, now they've got a fun little game they're playing over there on the site. Costs you nothing. Tell them about it. Will the Thrill Heflin.
So we've got a 10-question contest, Tony. Just your novelty stuff, your funsies stuff. Speaking of Taylor Swift, I think one of the questions is how many times the broadcast team will mention her. I think the line's at 1.5 on the question.
Okay.
So that'll be one of them. Over or under on the Swifties shout-outs. But the contest is you answer the 10 questions. It's free to enter. You have to have an account, though, because the prize is a bonus bet. If you get 9 out of 10, you win a $25 bonus bet. And if you get them all right, the grand prize is $1,000. You don't have to split it with anybody. Everybody who gets all 10 right win $1,000. So it's free to enter. Might as well go answer those real quick. I believe there will be an email go out and a card up in the app, but it'll be on the website as well, VIPplayapp.com, to fill that out as your entry. So a little fun Super Bowl game, free to enter. I know everybody loves their squares and whatnot. So just another engagement piece for the Super Bowl. And like you said, this is the real sports fans were the conference championships, and then the Super Bowl is a whole ordeal. So you've got your Bad Bunny, your whole 9 yards.
Yep, it is a whole ordeal. Are you a Bad Bunny guy, Willie?
I don't know anything about Bad Bunny.
Willie, you're like 26 years old. 28, 29. How old are you? 28, 29?
29.
That gives me a lot of faith and hope. That gives me a lot of faith and hope in the future.
28.
Bet $20,
I'll be 29 in April.
$100 in bonus bets instantly. Promo code, my phrase it pays is TN Tony. And here's the thing, 200 leagues live always. I've got all kinds of stuff going on right now. We've got all kinds of stuff to bet on, plus the Olympics, which are underway, which are going to be wild. This hockey tournament in the Olympics is going to be wild. Why aren't the Russians in it? Let the Russians in the freaking Olympics. Anyway, moving along.
Tony, your code, TN Tony. If you sign up using that code, get an extra 100% profit boost.
What?
On a $25 bet.
What? Now you tell me. All right, so
that's what I'm telling you, Tony.
I want to go back where we are here, where we were, where we are, where we are, and where we were. By the way, if you have a gambling problem, 800-889-9789, 21 and over, located in the great state of Tennessee to place a bet. Give me a couple of those questions. So Taylor Swift mentions you got 2.5. I'm playing the under on that. Taylor Swift's yesterday's news, man. This is Kid Rock's weekend. Go ahead.
What's your Gatorade color, Tony?
Bino, what you got on the Gatorade color? I'm going to go with yeller, as in the snow on the ground, and don't eat the yellow snow. Bino, what's your Gatorade color?
Is there a green?
Yellow-green is grouped together, Bino.
Okay, I'll go yellow-green.
Mine's orange. It's got to be orange.
See, Tony, I always try to use the teams as what their color is. So I would guess red if I think Patriots are going to win, and yellow-green for Seahawks, but that's never the case.
Oh, so yellow-green. That makes sense.
That's the reason I took yellow-green.
That makes sense.
So I'm old school thinker here.
All right, give me another one, Willie.
Here's a fun one. Right. How many times does Bad Bunny change his outfit? during the halftime show.
What's the number?
1, 2, 3, 4 or more.
Does removing a piece count as change?
No, different outfits.
We're talking the go behind the curtain real quick and you come out, you were wearing gold and now you're wearing bright purple or something.
What's the line? Is this over
1,
under?
2, 3, 4.
Multiple choice on this one.
Yep.
3.
3. I like 3. Will a player lose their helmet during live play, Tony?
Yeah, and somebody just brought something up. The fact that this Kid Rock guy desecrated a Warren Zevon tune. I mean,
Tony's not going to let this Kid Rock guy go.
No.
I mean, he's
Kid
just
Rock
such a joke.
He's turning Kid Rock into Alpo here.
No offense to the guy. What are we doing? What was that again? What was your question? I'm sorry, I got distracted by Kid Rock.
How many times will you mention Kid Rock?
7. Here's the fun one. Coin flip.
Bad Bunny?
Not coin flip. Not coin flip.
You're making me choose between Bad Bunny and Kid. I'm going to the Puppy Bowl.
It's a 50-50 shot on this one. The opening kickoff, is it a touchback or is it returned?
Ooh, Beanstar?
You would think with the new rules there's been a lot of returns, but the adrenaline's up. That kicker may just put it in the end zone by accident.
That's a good question.
What do you got, Bino?
So
I got it's returned.
I got it's returned. Bri, what do you got on that?
I'll say it's touchback.
Love it. All right, Tony, I'm saving the rest. They got to go. They got to go fill out to see the rest of them and give their answers.
Who you like in the game?
You've given away good info.
Who you like in the game?
I think Seattle is put together to win the Super Bowl. If Sam Darnold takes care of the football, they'll win a tight one, a low-scoring game.
That Seattle defense,
and
guys.
I just think they got more weapons on offense on the outside with JSN. Cooper Kupp's been there. He's performed well in a Super Bowl before. He might make a big catch. The Patriots are a little bit ahead of schedule. I mean, Drake May's a sophomore.
Agree.
In his NFL career, and they've had a great run. But give me the Seahawks. I think McDonald is one of the best coaches in the league.
Oh, great young coach.
Not that Vrabel isn't, but
no.
McDonald's feeling himself as he should be.
That poor Titan organization letting the guy go in year 2. He's in the Super Bowl, and I do mean when I say poor Titan organization, I mean poor Titan organization, as in that poor fella, and they're piss poor. Do you know what I mean, Bino? Like that has 2 names. When I think about the Titans being a poor organization.
There's nothing wrong with letting Vrabel go and winding up with the Jets head coach as your head coach and the Giants as your offensive coordinator. That's a pretty good trade.
I mean, what are we? And by the way, I do like their hire.
Assassins, Tony.
You
should love the Titans.
I like their hire. No, I think Saleh. I don't. You are punishing the guy because he took a Jets job. I like that this new wave of kids, though, is not just taking just any job. That's how Cleveland ended up with Monken, and that's how Pittsburgh ended up with McCarthy. I think it's interesting that these young wonder kid coaches are looking at these organizations and going, no, I'm not going to go to Pittsburgh and not win. And I'm sure as hell not going to go to Cleveland and be Jimmy Haslam's stooge.
Well, they know they're not going to get any sort of leash, so why would they?
Why would you?
You don't get any time. So if you don't have a young quarterback in place that you think you can win with right away, like Johnson did in Chicago, then why do it? Because you know you're going to be gone in a year or 2 at most.
Mr. Tubbs says Basilio is next going to tell me that Christina Aguilera is greater than Joey Aguilar. Mr. Tubbs, to that I'll say, well played. That's tying the two subjects in a way that kind of impresses me. Willie, I want to encourage folks to go over to YouTube and check out your podcast, which, Will, one more time, is called
The Weekend Rotation.
He the man. And he was in the weekend rotation. He ought to know. Willie, thank you. I love you. Thanks. Did you notice, Bino, on his weekend rotation gizmic this week that he had his thing from Omaha up there, that cool, like, Omaha home plate deal, that plaque up on the wall? If you look closely enough, Laura caught that. You can see it up on the wall. It's good stuff.
I missed that, Tony, but I know he said he's going to have a new banner back behind him as he starts. But I would encourage everyone to listen to that. It's excellent. So I think he's going to go over the pitching staff in the second edition here.
We come back on
Tony. I'm a music snob. I know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bad Bunny or Kid Rock, that sounds like a Doug Dickey basketball coaching search.
865-200-5402 as we continue with more on the other side after this.
It's the hottest postgame show on the planet. Garza Law. It's quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols!
Newsflash, Basilio listeners, the spring real estate market just moved up. Yes, it's chilly outside and you're still in your puffy coat, but if you need to sell your East Tennessee property, you could be the hottest house on the block. Hi there. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. February is the sweetheart month of real estate, and savvy sellers know exactly what that means. Get ahead of the game and give me a call at 865-694-5904 or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Basilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. So I got a tad bored during the break, which I'm inclined to do every once in a while. And to my ear, when I'm fooling around with Sweet Home Alabama and Werewolves of London, it sounds to me like the only difference is like one's using a 6 chord and one uses major chords. But what do I know? Sounds like the chord structure of those songs is exactly the same. So I could see how you'd interweave them, unless I'm hearing things. But I didn't put the song on and try to play to it. The Werewolves of London song I haven't heard in a long time. Because if I'm going to spend time with Warren Zevon's catalog, I'm going to listen to something deeper than that. But that said, 865-200-5402. We've got the Joey Aguilar conversation that no doubt will remain relevant. We tiered him off, and we put him like in the not middle of the league, Bino, but like 6th or so coming up in the upcoming season. Some people would say his stats warrant him being higher. Okay. I said I expect to win tomorrow night at Kentucky. Brian, will you join me in that? Do you expect to win tomorrow night in that game, yes or no?
I don't know about expect to win, but I am beyond hopeful that they can win. I don't think it's an automatic loss or even close. I don't know about it. I don't think I want to expect to win because I've expected to beat Kentucky all this time at home and they never have. So I don't want to let myself down again. But it's certainly every game they play from here on. If Amen's playing like that, every game's winnable. I think there's very few teams that could beat them if they play their best game.
And Beanstar, you do not
I'm in Brian's camp, Tony. I do not expect to win. I think Tennessee certainly can win, but this series hasn't been very kind to them recently.
I expect
regular season series.
I expect we're going to be on here tomorrow night talking about a victory.
And I hope you are.
That's my expectation. I think it's going to be really fun. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a more compelling game than the Duke-Carolina game. Brad, do you agree with that?
Yeah, by a long shot. The Duke-Carolina game is never, to be honest, all that compelling.
Thank you. It's just it's a
overhyped,
Tobacco Road bloviating fest. Totally overrated.
You've got two rival states going at each other. I think that's more compelling. And you've got North Carolina, which is most of their fans are local, and then you got Duke fans who are centered in New Jersey.
All those wankies. You like how I work wanky in there, Bino?
I like it.
Because baseball season's right around the corner. And what's your expectation for the Wankies this year, Beanstar?
I expect them to finish first or second in the East and be a season much like last year. There just hasn't been enough change in the roster.
Back to our living phones we go, and the living listener on the living phone lines. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hello, Tony.
There he is.
Hello, Bino.
Can he be first?
Hello there, Titans Bill.
Can he be first, Bino?
Yes, he can be first.
Oh boy.
Or you can do what you always love to do. Let me hang on, and you can get to the next.
Hi, welcome in. You're on the air. We'll do that.
How are my French compatriots doing today?
WLN, welcome in.
Tony, that song about that Kid Rock made, it's called Summertime, isn't it?
Yes.
I think it won a combo Grammy Award for a combo song award at the Grammys one year.
Well, what's funny is, and Rick Beato went through this on a video, several of the songs nominated this year were actually sampled from other tunes, including Lady Gaga's tunes. Several of them were actually remnants of other songs.
Well, I will say this. This is a name we hadn't brought up in a long time.
Yes.
That song, back in 2005 or whenever it came out, 2007, I don't know, it was a big hit on our caller JC's deck. You remember JC?
Oh, boy, that sounds about right.
And they were doing a dance out there. I think it was called the Sweet Wolf on the deck. I was at one of his gatherings.
That sounds right about right.
Wouldn't they have Sweet Home Mississippi instead of Sweet Home Alabama for JC?
They would. JC was kind of one of those. What would we call him? A vol rebel?
A goof.
A goof. Yeah.
I love Joe. Joe's a good dude, man.
He is. I hope he's doing well.
He's a good man.
In Mississippi.
He's a good man.
You know, Negadave's been more positive on UT basketball the last few times he's called.
Hey.
He's kind of positive now.
I love me some Negadav, man. He's bringing it.
And, about the Kentucky game, I hope we can win. Yeah. I don't think, I'm not like saying we're going to win. I know we can, and I hope we can. But, one thing, our friend in Nashville Lee, his dad was my dentist for decades and decades. Dr. Earl, we used to affectionately call him. And for decades, he would sit right behind our bench in Rupp Arena. Dr. Earl with Jim Haslam. And I'll never forget that. I knew
two different people. Nashville Lee, you're thinking of Basketball Lee back in the day.
Okay, yeah, Basketball Lee. Yeah, Basketball Lee.
There you go.
So, but I always miss that when I look at our team bench and I don't see him back there because he was just a fixture. But
well, you're a good man, W. Lynn. I expect to win tomorrow night, and you need to join the club.
Tony, one more question. What Power 4 teams are we playing in baseball in our 26-game non-conference schedule? Do we know that?
We have the schedule, yeah. I mean, I
UCLA, Virginia Tech, and those three teams in Arlington.
How about that?
There's one more.
And Virginia
UCLA,
Tech.
Virginia Tech. Yeah, that's good.
Virginia Tech's
Arlington,
nice.
I like
That's
that.
nice. I like Virginia Tech. That's a good series. That's a nice program there. They've had a nice run there.
Yeah, we
Who's that
used to
third
have
team?
the Hokey Smoky
What is it?
Classic,
Yep.
at one time.
Yep.
But well, good. I don't ever want to go out to Arizona again and play on somebody's home field. I like doing this in a pro stadium. What about you guys?
Doing what on a pro stadium? What are you talking about?
Playing this baseball.
Doesn't bother me. No, those classics down in Texas are good. They're good to be a part of. The ones in Arizona are fine to be a part of. I mean, look, if you try to play those things in February in our building or in early March.
No, you got to go.
Yeah, you got to go.
I just don't want to play. I didn't like playing at Grand Canyon's home field. I'd rather play in Arlington or Houston.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got you there.
Because it's you're on a stage too. It's kind of like great for the players,
Yep.
So,
you're a good man, brother. I love seeing our ball club get on the stage, and several of them end up in the big leagues now sooner than later. The clock's never been more sped up with college players going from the college ranks into Major League Baseball being started. That's one of the things the last 5 years that's occurred here. Sped up clock.
Absolutely, Tony. Just playing a really high level of college baseball these days.
Yeah, the kid from Arkansas last year that had the great start. The Phillies are extremely high on him. The kid that had the several 20 strikeouts or whatever it was, they're raving about him in camp. And back in the day, they would have let him cook for 2 or 3 years. I don't know that that's the case right now. I expect to win tomorrow night. Not I think we're going to win. I expect to win. Now, I'm not going to call the shot, but I expect to win this game. We gave them a game here in Thompson Bowling. We should match up well with them if we defend them well tomorrow night. Ament is now a different player. I expect him to have a Bernard King moment tomorrow night when Bernard King got the cigarette put out on his forehead back in the day when people used to smoke at basketball games, a lit cigarette. And he looked at his team and said, I will never lose these guys again, and he never did. I expect Ament to have a great game tomorrow and go off. You know what I mean?
I'm for it.
That's all. 865-200.
That's all. That's all?
That's
you expect him to have a Bernard King moment, and that's all?
I expect him to go off tomorrow. I expect us to win the game. The question is, and Matt Dixon brought this up yesterday on the show, and then in his report today, we've got to figure out a way to keep this Gillespie guy out of foul trouble because they're going to foul grift on him tomorrow, Bino, in their building. And he's not what I would call the most heady point guard in the world from that standpoint. Will we agree on that? For a veteran player.
Yes.
Are you worried about him getting in foul trouble tomorrow night in that game, in that spot?
I think that's a worthwhile worry. I would kind of hope that he kind of had a lesson learned in the last game that helps him tomorrow night. That should be fresh enough in his memory to help him tomorrow night, where he doesn't pick up a couple that are you just absolutely cannot have.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony!
Hey, Lumbo, what's up, man? 3 days in a row? We've got like some kind of, we've got a modern record going here, Lumbo. A modern record.
I spent 2 hours in that studio and I can't get enough.
He did come out for the post game the other night, and somebody texted me and they said, "Man, that guy doing that Mark and Colombo imitation is really good." I said, "Yeah." I said he's really good at it. All right.
Tony, we need to come out with a name for these St. Joey worshipers. I'm thinking the Aguilites. Can we call them that? Then we have like the Barnstormers and the Fulmerites. We'll call them the Aguilites. What do you think?
We could call them the Aggies, but that's already taken. Bino, does anything come to mind for the Joey Punch Bowl drinkers?
I'll let you and Mark handle that.
There are some Punch Bowl drinkers. I mean, a couple people say we were 11-1 last year.
Aguilade.
Tony,
The Aguilades.
These people that say we're 11-1, they don't mention the Mississippi State game. That's just gone from memory. That didn't happen.
Okay, Lieutenant Mark from Columbus is saying, just stop. Just stop over here on YouTube.
Tell him in that chat I said hi. Wave to him.
The guy talks in your language online, and it's so incredible. I mean, this whole thing is just, I'm so amused with what we've created here, whatever it is.
So they don't mention the Mississippi State game where we scored one offensive touchdown in the first 58 minutes. That didn't happen. Like, they just fail to remember that.
So you say the Aguilites.
Not
is
only
that what you said?
Nothing last season was ever Joey's fault. It was Josh Heupel's play call on the 1 yard line at Alabama. Not Joe.
I saw a guy in the chat today saying that the tight end dropped 5 balls. Somebody tripped over a rock. The sun was in his eyes.
Tim Banks.
I mean, come on.
It's Josh Heupel's play call on the goal line at Alabama.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. It was him. It was Josh Heupel's play call. Not that he threw the ball there.
That he threw the ball inside. Like that. Josh Heupel really wanted him to do that.
I mean, I love Joey Aguilar's story. I think he's a very, very solid player, solid quarterback, but he's not what people are making him out to be. I
think it's the opposite of solid. I think he's super high variance because he's a turnover machine.
Well,
why
do you have to hot take like that on the guy? Why?
Because, Tony,
that's a ridiculous
take.
When
he throws 12 interceptions next year and we're 8-4 and we've wasted a year of having GMAC and Brandon get meaningful experience, don't say I didn't warn you.
Bino, that is your fear, right? That's Bino's fear.
That's
he's
what's going to determine
interceptions every year. Why do people think that's going to change?
Can we now we have a super chat from Colombo. It says, "Come on, this is an important imposter on the phone. Joey didn't play defense. Stop, just stop."
You can't pin it all on Tim Banks, man. Like, I know you want to, but
Brent TVV said
he didn't throw back-breaking interceptions against Oklahoma.
Tony, you hate the Joey story. Be real. No, I don't hate the Joey story. I'm the one telling you that late in the year he was playing in excruciating pain, and he's a really tough guy, and he never made an excuse. And he gets my vote for that. He does get my vote for that, no question. And he's an excellent teammate. There are reasons to want him to come back. There's no question about that.
Can he come back for free? Can he come back for free?
No, he's going to make $2 million, according to his attorney.
Tony, why? Where's he going to go? Rutgers? I mean,
you don't want to pay him now?
No. God, no. Why? Where's he going to go? Where's he going? What other, call it P2, top 25 program, whatever, would take him over who they have? Name me one.
Lumbo, you came in hot today. You sat in the studio the other day. You learned nothing, and you're out of here. You can't come in here hot taking like that, man. Come on. Come on.
Go ahead, Brian. Hit it, Brian.
As we come back on the other side. Go ahead, Brian. Give me a little bit. Give me a little, Brian. Come on. Give it to us.
Ohio State's never going to lose another game. Come on. They're never going to allow another point from now to the end of time. Come on now. I hate them.
As we come back after this. Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a 3 $1,000 signing bonus, free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexio Kristen.
Hey Tony, good to see ya. Connexio builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the #1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexio.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexio, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest. Finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a Craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
I don't have time to be fair to any callers. I do have to give away some Bradley's chocolate on the 13th and 14th. Absolutely next level. Bradley's Home and Gift and Home. Shout out to them. ShopBradleys.com. A location in North Peters Road. Another one out in beautiful Farragut. We are going to take some calls in our third hour, and we'll sit here and hang out for a little bit, and then commence the weekend. But in the meantime, Bino and Bri both have a point they want to make. Bri, you got one. Hit it.
Yeah, Tennessee and Georgia this year, they went to overtime in football and in both men's and women's basketball. Georgia won in overtime in Knoxville in football, and Tennessee beat Georgia in overtime in both men's and women's basketball in Athens.
Bri,
that's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Would you trade the
overtime in all three?
Would you trade the two biggest wins? Would you trade the two biggest wins in basketball for the football win?
A win in football?
Yeah.
I think I would, to be honest. If that meant getting to the playoffs, yes. If it meant just falling short, then maybe not. But if
oh, come on, Brian. My main man, William Patterson's up next on the playbook, and we'll stay here and continue to kick it.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
I'm being asked, can you give a single example of someone worshiping Joey? I didn't say it. So, no, I didn't. I didn't say that. Also, somebody's accusing me, says, when did Tony... Let me go back and find this here. Because, Bino, I want you to make your point, and then we'll go to the phones. When did Tony flip on Joey? Have I flipped on Joey, Bino? Or done some
no, Tony, I don't think you flipped on Joey. I think you're appreciative of what he did last year. You just think it would be better for the program to move on.
Yes.
I don't know that you're right.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm right either. I'm just giving my opinion.
Yep.
I don't know that there is a right opinion on that. I guess time will tell, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're going to know what. And maybe I'm too cut and dried on this.
Yeah.
But I think if Joey comes back and leads us to the playoffs, that's a great thing. If Joey comes back and we go 8-4, I think most of us will look back on it and say, I kind of wish we would have played the young guys like you're saying.
Yeah. Let's go back to our phones. And let's get our next call in. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hello, Tony.
Oh, hey, Bill.
Here's gonna be my prediction for the Super Bowl, and I know you're gonna say, "Will somebody already?" Here's gonna be my prediction: New England 35, Seattle 21.
Woo, boy!
Wow!
New England to thrash the Seahawks and score 35 points.
Drake May is going to be most valuable player.
I'd say.
And the one thing I hope happens, I hope that Mike Vrabel takes that Super Bowl ring and crams it up Amy Adams Strunk's eyes and say, "You shouldn't have fired me. You shouldn't have gotten rid of me. Look what I'm wearing, Amy Adams skunk."
Well, Bill, you've colored that. You've colored that with what you've colored that with, and that's okay.
And and Tony, I was watching Channel 12 News the other day, and they did a poll on who did the best hire between the Falcons and the Titans. The highest percentage said the Falcons had the best hire than the Titans. What's your thought on that?
I like both hires. Look, I think the guy from the guy in Cleveland had a pretty good record for working under Jimmy Haslam. I think he's a good, solid young coach. And the jury's out on Robert Saleh. The Saleh thing is a little bit of a questionable hire from the outside looking in, but I'm willing to give him a shot because the Jets organization's such a mess. And I'll remind people that Pete Carroll was a miserable failure with the Jets way back in the day. This has been a Jets thing that's gone on for forever. Went to USC, rehabilitated himself, went on the left coast, went to Seattle, and won a Super Bowl. Unless I'm mistaken. Did he win one, lose one? He won one, lost one, right there in Seattle. Yes?
Yeah. Won the first one and then lost the next year on an inexplicable play call where he tried to throw a 1-yard TD when he had Marshawn Lynch.
And on this Bad Bunny thing, I've never heard any of his music.
He's a pretty talented guy.
Bless your heart.
He's a pretty talented guy. He's just he's just not my cup of tea. That's all.
I think they'll probably do a lot of that pregame stuff on both the NFL Network, NBC, and probably ESPN. I'll probably hunt a good basketball game before I watch the Super Bowl.
Well,
good plan, Bill.
Good plan. Sounds like a plan to me, Bill.
So, you two have a good, safe weekend.
Thank you, my brother. Good talking to you. Titans Bill spoken. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
What's going on, Tone? Who's your boy, Ryan?
Hey, Ryan. Welcome in, buddy.
I heard Columbo's little whatever that was, and I love Mark and Columbo. I've grown to love them, so I had to call in. Anyone who's married knows it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I agree with Mark and Columbo, but when he says it that way, he just opens himself up to criticism.
See, I agree with that. The whole thing, why does he have to be so dismissive of the guy? Like, to me, I think you can question like the veracity of bringing him back and whether or not it's wise and all that stuff, but the phrasing it, just going after everybody and you what?
I actually agree with him. That's my point. It ain't what you say; it's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
But in light of that, my favorite thing of what he's been saying is this folk hero line, which is funny.
Mm-hmm.
I like playing around on the YouTube chat, and I threw out the Davy Crockett song hook, Joey Aguilar, quarterback of the Volunteers. And my boy Hewitt Pruitt, I don't know who that is, wrote a great little lyric verse. I'm not going to remember it exactly. He ought to call in and correct me, but it's something like, born out in California, played at Diablo Valley, came out west, throws a good long ball, purdy as can be. Killed him some gators when he was 23. Joey Aguilar, quarterback of the Volunteers.
So you guys are in the YouTube chat, like writing lyrics to this thing, huh?
Yeah. This is the brain donors, as you would say, that I'm a part of. But can you imagine W. Lennon full Aguilar, coonskin cap, flag waving regard, singing that, and then Colombo on the back? Come on, against all the bad teams. That would make me laugh every time.
Yes. The thing about Aguilar that is interesting to me is that I think both sides are a little bit right, and I also think there is there's a skewed viewpoint of him that there are people that think he's better than he was, and that's okay. We're all fans, and we're allowed to do that. And in my mind, I look at him and I say, I like what Hugin said today. He's a high floor guy. I don't know what his ceiling is, though. I would not call him a high ceiling quarterback based on what I saw last year.
Well, I said it earlier in the week. I'll say it again. Coach Hype will take a page from Rick Barnes' playbook. I don't know that we have a Nate Ament, to be fair, and I know it's different sports, but say, hey, we're going to bet on ourselves and let's go down swinging with the kids.
That's what I would do.
But I thought I'd call in, and since we got a folk hero, we got to rewrite our folk hero song just to mess with Columba and give you a bit of nonsense. It's rare someone has a more nonsensical call than Titans Bill, but I think I managed it today.
Columbo, that is a good point though about the way you say something, the art of how you say what you say. That's very true. Because I don't want to come across as being like unappreciative towards Aguilar. I just want to see one of the kids play. That's just I want to see what you have. So, I think the Bediako thing opened their eyes, which is why he got out of that lawsuit. And it was a smart move by them. The Bediako thing, they said, you know what? Let's play home games. So, let's go back to the phones and get our next call in. Hello and welcome in.
Gino Muppet.
Bino, are you going to take that? He called you a Muppet. And
I
Brian,
don't think he was talking to me, Tom, but
Brian,
he may have been.
And Brian, are you going to take that? He's cracking on Kim Caldwell.
I think sometimes the best way is just to not comment.
And on Sunday, what's going to happen, Bri? Is that a noon start? Another one of these noon starts on Sunday with the Lady Vols at South Carolina?
I think it's a 3:00 ABC game.
Oh, nice!
So it can lead in almost right
into the Super Bowl Sunday.
Pregame.
Let's go, dude.
They're playing at South Carolina. That's why last night's game was so big, because the South Carolina game, I hate to say this, but it could look a lot like the UConn game did. Potentially. Hopefully not, but they're really good, especially in Columbia. Because you'd been looking at a 4-game losing streak if they hadn't beaten Georgia, potentially.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Yeah, Bino, are you really going to take that? He called you a Muppet.
Yeah. Bino.
No, that wasn't me, Joshy boy. He calls me by my Christian name and says Elidios, Jeff, when he's talking
I think he might have been referring to Patrick Mahomes, maybe.
There's never been a guy that's fighting for his relevance like that poor dude.
Interesting. So, Tony, what I want to see in the second meeting between Tennessee, I think I was mentioning it to Rusty last night. I want to see us defend on the 3-point line better against Kentucky this time out tomorrow night. Thoughts, guys?
Well, if we don't, we'll get smoked. But, defensively, that's the thing that separates this team from past Barnes teams.
Kentucky, for whatever reason, recently in this series, has seemed to get Tennessee out of sequence defensively, and by moving the ball around the perimeter fairly well. And they've seemingly shot a really high percentage, more so than they do against other teams.
Yeah.
Hopefully that evens out a little bit tomorrow. That's the hope.
What concerned you guys most around the first time against Kentucky? The free throw shooting or not defending from the 3-point line?
Just letting that lead get away, and the way we just handled that basketball game was my biggest concern. We've got
all of the above, Josh.
Yeah, we've got to be a smarter team. Got to play smarter,
including just horrific ball security.
Yes, handling. We imploded in that game, guys. Let's just call that what it was.
It was a blueprint to lose.
Yes.
How many points did Nate have in that first matchup?
I want to say like 14 or 15. He wasn't what
he only
he is
took
now.
like 7 shots, didn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't what he is now. Totally different. I expect to win tomorrow, Josh. Do you join me? I expect to win.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, if he can get to about 28, 29 points, I think we're going to win the game tomorrow, and Gillespie can have like 13, 14.
No, I think Gillespie's got to score 20, and he's got to score in the mid-20s like he's been doing. And you're right. 29 or 30 would be great. For him to crack the 30 mark up there would be so next level. That's what you get. These upper echelon guys, you get them for games like this. That's why you go and pay the money on him.
Do you think they're going to do that more with Nate Toney going down the stretch in close games? Just let him work one-on-one, just drive the ball to the basket?
Yeah, I mean, Josh, I think that's pretty evident over these last couple of games that they're going to put the ball in his hands.
Yeah, I agree with that, Bino. So how do you guys feel about in the tournament? We get to the Sweet 16, and in the Sweet 16 game, guys, we face that Houston team again. How do you guys feel about a second matchup with them possibly?
I got to see how they're playing and how we're playing and what the health of those two teams are, and we'll see how it goes, man. But it's going to be, I'll tell you this, it's going to be very interesting if Tennessee can get that far, because now you've got a superstar player, the likes of which I think this guy's getting ready to blow up here, guys. And I think Barnes learned his lesson, Beanstar. He's going to give him the ball. That's what we've seen in these games here recently. He's just giving him the ball. You ever seen Barnes do this with somebody, Bino? Just hand him the basketball and just say, go do something?
Well, certainly not a first-year player.
No.
Tony,
he
didn't do that with Grant Williams in overtime against Purdue.
He didn't? No, you're exactly right. But I think he does it this time around. I think they hand him the basketball and say, okay, man, your matchup, go for it.
Tony, I won't go as far as – I'm sorry, Joshy. I won't go as far as Orange Stroke this morning and say that this is a gravy game. But I'll tell you this, regardless of the outcome tomorrow, I feel a whole hell of a lot better about this basketball team than I did 3 weeks ago tomorrow when I was sitting down there at Kentucky Downs watching us throw that game away.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
That had to be terrible to see.
I felt sorry for you, Bino.
Yeah.
Yeah, out the door, Tony, you know I'm a big Lakers fan, and I really feel bad for Dalton Connect not getting the trade didn't go through last year. I even feel bad for him this season, the trade. He didn't get traded. He needs to be on another team. Like he's being held hostage by my Lakers.
Has he demanded a trade? Hey, Josh? Well, he hung up. I thought I saw where he demanded a trade. Did he not demand a trade, Brian, or was that like fictional?
I thought I saw that same thing.
Yeah, he asked for a trade. Yeah, he asked for it. Because here's the problem there. As long as LeBron James is there, there's no role for Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect needs a ball in his hands. You know?
Yeah, I'd like to see him play somewhere other than the Lakers.
(865-200-5402). Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
What do you say, Tony, Bino?
Hey, T.
Yeah.
Welcome in, T.
Tony, Happy got me a little excited about opening day.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it certainly doesn't feel like opening day. I don't think the boys have been able to practice or scrimmage in a couple of weeks. But I understand it's mono, probably in a couple hours at Lindsey Nelson. It's going to be Tegan Coons against Landon Mack, orange versus white, winner take all. It's going to be the Friday night starter opening day. What do you think about that, my friend?
Well, you're firing me up, you're focusing me and preparing me, and the weather that they're going to do this in, which is, I guess, Landon Mack, it probably feels to him like it's a rather warm day in Rutgers. It's currently 39 degrees outside with 65% humidity, high of 47 today, and we're expecting snow later on tonight, overnight. Yeah, a little snow overnight tonight.
I was going to say 47 degrees and snow. First pitch will be 47. Those boys will be fine. It's sunny in K-Town. They're going to be loving life, Tony. So the other big battles other than the Friday night starter, and whoever doesn't win Friday night is going to be pitching Saturday, and I think you're going to have Blanco on Sunday. And then you're going to have the big Brandon Arv as the high-leverage reliever and the guy that can piggyback and go 6-7 innings if needed.
And, Bino, I'm going to refer to Blanco as the big white in honor of JC, Bino. Blanco will be the big white.
Love it.
Tony, the other big battle is shortstop. It's going to be can Ariel Antigua, who's finally healthy for the first time in 3 seasons, can he hit enough to maintain that shortstop position, and are they going to put Manny Marin over at second base?
Bino, what is your answer to that? Can this kid hit enough to play a position in the SEC? Antigua in the West Indies.
I mean, Tony, based on what I've seen so far, my hope is it's Marin at shortstop and Newsom at second. But that's just my hope. Starting off, we'll see.
Taylor, what's your take?
Maybe he swings the bat better this year.
What's your take on Bino's hope, Taylor?
I think Bino needs to open his eyes. You're looking at a Ozzie Smith-esque best defensive shortstop in baseball.
Hey, Taylor. Now I know you're prone to hyperbole on the baseball team. That kid and Ozzie Smith have nothing in common. But continue.
Tony, I'll respect your baseball knowledge one day. Not today, maybe one day.
Nothing, Taylor. Like, as in, maybe the position they play in common. Now, come on.
Tony, I'll give you Mike Smith for the Phillies, but name me one shortstop in Philadelphia who's been worth their salt.
What?
Let's move on, Tony. We're
Jimmy
talking
Rollins
college.
was a Hall of Fame level player. Larry Bell was pretty damn good. What are you talking about?
Tony, I didn't know we're going back to the turn of the century.
Jimmy Rollins played in the last 15 years. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry, the 20th century. My bad. Tony, here's the thing, seriously, about Ariel. He's been injured. We haven't seen the real Ariel. I think finally he's healthy. Summer League ball, he hit the ball with some authority. I agree if he doesn't hit in the first, give him 7-10 starts, and let's see what happens. Then you go with the lineup that Bino suggests. I think one of the sleepers is going to be that Blaine Brown. He's not 220 like he's listed. I wish we'd get some realistic numbers. But he's probably a solid 200, and the kid's solid. He's country strong, and he's got about a 98 mile per hour fastball in addition to that bat. And we'll see him probably in left field and at DH. But it's going to be exciting, Tony. This team has got a lot of talent. We'll see. I think one of the most underreported themes is people talk about who we lost in the coaching staff. Nobody mentions Luke Bonfield. He also left for Pitt last summer, and that's a huge loss. And people don't mention Sean McCain, who behind the scenes, that was Tony's mentor, did game planning, analytics, strategy. That guy was next level. And, of course, we know Frank Anderson and Q. But we've got to revamp that whole coaching staff, and I think that's going to be a bigger challenge than a lot of people think, my friend.
What are your expectations, T, from the outset of the season? Like, if they do this, they've had a great year in your mind.
Tony, it's an A+ if they make it to a super. A+ if they make it to a super. I'll give them a B- if they host a regional. These folks need to take their heads out of the sand that think Omaha is the grade. That's Omaha is stars half the line, Tony. The ball's got to bounce the right way. You got to get a lot of breaks even to make it to Omaha. See the there was a 22 team, right? But anyway, I think it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lindsey Nelson's looking amazing. I was out there a couple of weeks ago. Once they finish that thing up, man, it is going to be. You're not even going to recognize that place. It is outstanding.
How close
Tony,
to finish? How close to finish are we?
Tony, they got a lot of work to do. They have a lot of work to do. Cosmetically, I think most of the folks are going to not notice stuff, but man, I'm guessing they're working 24/7. But I got to tell you, I've been out there a bunch over the last year and a half in the off season, and not to throw those guys under the bus, I just did not see a sense of urgency getting that thing done. Whoever's the project manager for that should probably think again and look for
Taylor's
another career.
great in the workers. By the way,
Tony, it's not going to be Tony. It's not going to be finished until
go ahead.
7.
Till when?
That's absurd.
Till when?
I'm sorry. February of 2027 is the official finish date for Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Nothing takes 3 years. That's project management malfeasance, my friend.
By that point, Danny White will be breaking ground on 4 other projects. By the way, Dave says Abernathy better be our leadoff guy. ... What does that mean?
Tony, I'm on the way out here. I've been on here a while, but listen, mark it down. Jay Abernathy will be the starting center fielder, leadoff hitter. That guy can absolutely fly. He's got all the tools. That kid, he is underrated, and he's got all the tools. Let me tell you, from a character standpoint, his uncle's Ralph Abernathy from Hotlanta.
That's right.
Tony, I work the streets named after that kid down there. He is a 5-star talent and a 5-star character kid, much like Joey Aguilar bringing back. Tony, you're the dean, GBO.
Thank you. Now, is he related to the kid we had that returned kicks, Bino? The Abernathy kid we had returning kicks? He's got to be, right? That's the same family.
Yes, I would think so, Tony.
They cousins or whatnot?
I don't know. I didn't realize that, but that's something, and I totally agree. I think Abernathy will be your leadoff man and starting center fielder.
W. Lynn's Breath says that Taylor's phone call is now delaying the completion date. Bino, how about him saying that Antigua in the West Indies is another Ozzie Smith, Bino.
I'm not going there, Tony. I think Antigua's an excellent defensive shortstop, but from what I saw last year, and I know this is a brand new year, maybe he was hurt, maybe he swings the bat a whole lot better, but he wasn't good enough defensively to have in the lineup the way he swung the bat.
Welcome into our next call. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey,
no.
Tony.
Yeah.
Alan, Johnson City.
Go! We ship floors!
Man, I wanted to call in. I heard your Colombo earlier. I'm a Joey fan, man.
Yep.
I want to know how we're worse off if Joey comes back. I mean, you look at all these other quarterbacks we were looking at, the guy down at Arizona State, all these guys. Are their numbers all that much better than Joey's? I don't think they are. My thing about Joey is we know what we have, right? You've got all these potentially good quarterbacks like Faison, people like that coming in.
Yeah.
But we know what Joey can do. Yeah, this year we have a new kicker, we have a better offensive line, we have a better defense. My feeling on the matter, if Joey is the quarterback and he could come in and do no better than he did last year, I see we would go to the playoffs. I really do.
Yeah, I think that's a problem because I don't agree with you. I think if he does what he did last year.
You don't agree with me?
No, if he does
3,565 yards.
Numbers don't matter. It's winning games. Bino, do you agree that if he's the same player?
I'm with you.
Bino, if he's the same player, what do you think? They going to the playoffs?
I mean, I think he's going to be at least the same player. I don't think he'd be worse.
I think we're going to be a better football team with Joey playing quarterback than with the young kids. Alan, my question is, how will we view it if he comes back and we're not a playoff team?
Right. But
my question is that worth it?
Suppose we sacrifice the season so the young guys can play. I mean, because it seems like that's the choice. Do you sacrifice the season?
You're exactly right.
And hope that the guys do well, or do we go with somebody that's, even though he doesn't have even though he's not the greatest quarterback, we know what he can do.
Hey Alan, I'm honestly saying that my eyes are on 2027 as the go year for the program.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. And if
I'm saying Joey Heisman.
I think we're both right.
Joey Heisman right this year.
Yeah, I think
Heisman Trophy. Joey Aguilar, what did I say yesterday? He's going to be the first guy to draw a Tennessee State employee pension as quarterback.
I love that. Well, here's the thing about it too. The thing I love about him is he's a great story.
Yeah.
And he's a really solid kid, like I was saying, and he made no excuses last year when he had that tumor in his arm that they knew about, and they knew they couldn't get it out of there until the season was over. I mean, he's a tough guy. And so all that's kind of tantalizing. The other thing that's kind of good about this is he's not going to be ready for spring, so they can get those other two guys ready to play. And, if your season goes south on you and you want to introduce one of those guys, you can. I mean, who knows?
And maybe they beat him out for QB1,
and maybe they beat him out. That's right. And that would be a great problem to have. If this Faison Brandon guy comes in here and is lights out in camp, and he is clearly like unbelievable, like a prodigy, like a Michael Vick type, let him play. Let him play. Or if GMAC gains weight, because I think GMAC, if he gains weight, could be a very formidable player. It's a first world problem Tennessee has.
Yeah,
I
think it's not a bad thing the guy comes back. The options we have.
It's a fun discussion.
That's all I wanted to say.
But it's a fun discussion,
Yeah. Hope you guys have a great weekend.
Do we win tomorrow, Alan? Yes or no?
Thanks, Alan.
Where are you?
I'm telling you, man, this is my thing. What we've seen all the basketball games here lately, you've had like one player is hot. Mint's been hot, the last 4 games. But some games Gillespie is, some games he's not. I really like watching Boswell come up as point guard. I think we're in better shape if Boswell brings the ball up to keep, kind of putting Gillespie as a shooting guard. But I think if we get 2 or 3 of our guys that are on, they're going to stomp Kentucky's rear end. That's what I think. If it's just a Mint that's on, we probably don't win. If it's just Gillespie that's on, we probably don't win. But you let 2 or 3 of them be somewhat hot, and I think it's going to be one heck of a game.
The total team effort. Yeah, the total team effort we've gotten the last couple times out is going to be good enough tomorrow night. That's what I expect.
Dominate the board.
Yep, that's what I expect.
Hit the friggin' free throws, man. Hit the free throws. Don't throw the ball away, Gillespie, in the last 5 minutes.
And by the way, you're not asking me to do this, but Allen's product at the Supercore floors available in Knoxville and available in some retailers. Share with the listeners. Go ahead. And you'll have more coming out.
Do a little promo starting today. So I've got 78 colors.
Okay.
We're going to cut, because we're putting this into distribution, we're actually going out to retail stores. I can't offer that many colors.
Right.
So we're cutting our colors from 78 to 20. So we're going to have, roughly 58 colors that we're really severely discounted. I mean, we're going to have stuff, the $1.29, the $2.29 range, just pretty much just costing out. We're just trying to blow through these colors. We're not going to carry anymore. There's nothing wrong with it. It's all first quality, full warranty product. We're just going to get rid of a few million square feet of flooring.
That's all. Just a few million square feet
on the fence.
In my world, like starting a new podcast or coming up with whatever, this over here, and all you got to do is get rid of a few million square feet of flooring, Alan.
It's not as easy as you think.
Oh no! I would trust me. A few million square feet of flooring.
This online thing that we do, and that's why we're going to stores. It's very hard. It's hard to sell flooring online.
Sure it is.
So we're going back into retail stores. I used to sell to about 400 retail stores before I started doing the online thing.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing, we're going back into those stores. So if anybody out there, like if you have a store local that you'd like to see carry our products, just contact us, and we're giving them the displays. We'd be glad to come out and set one up. But I didn't expect to do a promo on here, Tony, but I appreciate it.
Oh, I love you, man. I appreciate your business, and I appreciate your spirit. And I appreciate that you and I can talk and disagree on things and still agree that I'm a clown.
Well, I'm a whole lot bigger than you are, too, Tony. So, I mean, if it came right down to it.
I wouldn't. Hey, it ain't the size. I wouldn't underestimate me, Alan. I wrestled in high school, and I ain't backing down from anybody, big boy. Hey, you're my man. Thanks.
Anyway, go Vols.
Go Vols to you. Enjoy the game. I don't know if he's going tomorrow. What kind of crowd do you think we'll have there tomorrow, Beanstar? I bet we get some people in that building.
Yeah, I'd say we'll have a good turnout there, Tony. Never underestimate Tennessee fans. Every time we do, they make us look silly.
Do you want to join Alan and I in engaging and imbibing in some Aguilar?
From what I heard about your wrestling career, Tony, that was Tony Loves Floors.
I guess you'll have to get a sponsorship with somebody who deals in lighting next time, because you knew the light pattern of every gym in the county, right?
Anytime
Alan's got the floor covered, and then you got to get somebody that's into lighting.
Bino, I've offended everybody today because I mentioned Aguilar's weight, or not Aguilar, but G-Mac's weight, and it really pisses people off. Would you feel better if he was 5'9", 196? In a word, instead of like 6'7", 170? Yeah, probably. Yeah, in a word, yes. He needs to gain weight, and I didn't do it. And by the way, that's why they are doing what they're doing in the courts right now with this deal. They looked at Bediako's thing, and they're working the deal here, and I didn't do it, man. I'm sorry. So now we've got the GMACers. The GMACers are upset with me. I didn't do it, man. I'm sorry. I didn't do it. And by the way, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not going to tell any side of this thing what they want to hear. I do expect to win tomorrow night, though. I don't demand to win tomorrow night. I'm not like gonna go, oh, I thought, they don't. I can't believe they should have won. No, I'm not gonna do that. But I expect to turn the TV on tomorrow night at 8:45 when the game starts, and I expect Tennessee to come out of there victorious. Just like Bry, I expected the Lady Vols to win last night on the road at Georgia, and they did. Same thing, Bry.
Yeah, I think they were about a 5-point favorite. I think the men are tomorrow night. I think Kentucky is a close to maybe a pick 'em to a 1.5 favorite I've seen. So it's one of those games where you have to look at it. It's looked at as a toss-up. But what is going to sting more is if they don't get the job done tonight. The game in Knoxville at TBA is one they definitely should have had in the bag. That
Tony, you've led me into
more.
my question for you. I've got a question for you, Tony. Now that you expect to win in Lexington, once it warms up, how long is it going to take you to get those Dave was right bumper stickers off of your car?
Huh.
I got a question. Do you think they would have won these last 4 games had they beaten Kentucky in Rupp? In Knoxville?
That's a good question, Brian. I don't know. I think that was a turning point for this team.
Because maybe they don't go to a mint, like maybe Barnes doesn't get desperate or urgent to put the ball in Nate's hands and let him cook like he did.
I think that was a definite wake-up call.
Brian, that's really, really well put.
Yep.
And Bino, very few times since we've been together have you made me speechless. And that was one of them. Because up till a couple weeks ago, I was saying Neg Dave was right, bumper stickers. And as usual, Neg Dave was a clanging gong. An empty,
hey, listen, don't let me throw too many darts at you. Because
an empty barrel with BBs bouncing around in it.
I did think that Tennessee had an opportunity to go on a streak of games after at Georgia. I didn't think they were winning at Alabama or at Georgia. Not a chance. And I thought this was going to be a 8-9 win SEC basketball team after that 3 weeks ago.
Dave said I was only right about the 2-guard Boswell, and that's the thing that I own. I didn't think in a million years that this staff would get to the point where they would settle on him as a full-time 2-guard. Because I'm inclined to agree with Allen that Boswell should play some point and the other kid should play some off guard where he's more comfortable.
I think we'll see that. We saw it a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see that some.
But I'm
and
yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't think Boswell could have the impact that he's had on a number of games. And he has had a really positive impact on a number of games.
Yep.
That I don't know what game it was, but he got basically hit in a beanbag and went down the end of the court about to throw up.
Yep.
And the next play, he's diving on the floor trying to get the ball. That's good enough for me.
Oh, no, you're not beating his toughness. You're not, and what kind of a teammate he is. You're not beating him. But putting him at 2 guard is like, I don't want to make the Aguilar comparison, but I think it's comparable. There's just a ceiling there on both those guys, in my mind.
I think what allows you to do it, though, Tony, is the fact that you've got Gillespie and you've got Ament, who is just kind of a chameleon.
Dave called it, though.
6'10" guy that can handle basketball. This isn't a typical standard basketball team where everybody fits into a slot.
Boswell looked like somebody who would limit your ceiling, but to be honest, if you're going to go on long March runs, you've got to have somebody play the role that Boswell is playing, and you got to have him do it to that kind of level.
Not as a 2 guard, Bri. You got to be able to score, Bri. I mean, I love you, and I love your
But
show.
he makes a lot of he has made a lot of just winning plays lately.
Bri, you have to be able in March to make shots. And I'm not saying he's not going to be able to. And I love the high percentage stuff and all that. And he's working
If he makes
hard
between about 6 to 10 points a game, that might be enough.
Bri, when you're playing 2 guard when you play these higher echelon teams, you got to get more from that spot than that. Unless you just take the same guy and you just turn him loose and he becomes your 1, your 2, or your 3 and just starts initiating things. Which is very possible. That's kind of what they've been doing, guys.
I just think he's playing the Meshack role in a different spot.
That's right. That could be right.
I think this team needs his toughness.
Yeah.
Because it's not in abundance.
On this team?
Yes.
Well, that's an interesting team. They pound everybody on the glass, Bino. But like Mark Griffin said, they don't have a lot of guys that are diving on the floor for balls. But they do destroy people on the boards. I mean, the average...
Oh, they do.
Well over 15 points a game in the league. That's or boards a game. That's crazy,
It's a good rebounding team, but they're playing 2 bigs just about all the time.
Vols Deep says, if Barnes doesn't get Ament's weight up, we have 0 chance in March, Bino.
Well, I think he's becoming tougher by the minute. I don't know if he's not going to gain a lot of weight between on the NCAA tournament.
I'm not sure that's what we'd want anyway.
I've been impressed with his uptick in physicality. Playing through contact, that kind of thing. I think he's been better at that.
Just hope he stays healthy. That's
really
key.
what Bishop Boswell is he's more like a 3. Or even a 4, as some people have said. That's the mentality he plays with.
Yeah.
He does not play that game with a scoring guard, shooting guard mentality. He just doesn't.
He doesn't, Tony, but I think you can get away with it because of Amen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Unless you get in a game where you have somebody good enough to take him away, and then you need your 2 guard to score. That's all I'm saying. Because we all know it's matchup dependent, and when you get in that game, Bino, can this guy get you the 16 you're going to need to get to the next round? 15 or 16 points to get you to the next round. I think that's a fair thing to ask, right? And by the way, I think we're going to win tomorrow night. I expect to win. Matt's probably super pissed at me. I haven't checked my texts. Matt's going to call me a jinx. But
I don't think Matt's chimed in too much here, so I think you're safe.
I love old Matt. He did a great report over at tclub.team today. Throaty has some thoughts on the Joey Aguilar discussion. Now you've got the commissioner coming out against Bediako in a written brief, but not publicly. Isn't that interesting, Bino, that the commissioner, where he lives down there, hasn't said anything about it, but he's on the side of the NCAA when the push came to shove in the court case?
That's pretty interesting.
What do you make of this commissioner, Bino? Are you impressed with his work?
No. I mean, anytime for me, I'm judging us against the Big Ten.
Yep.
And when the Big Ten's making giant strides on us, I don't know that it's his fault, but I'm blaming him for it. And I'm going to continue to call him Decaf Sankey because I like that. Kind of like Meatloaf Mullen.
Yep. Old Meatloaf Mullen. I'll never forget, because we went through some dark times here, but we had a chance to. That was that precipitated Shiano Sunday, right? They were going to get Meatloaf Mullen.
Yes.
And then Florida jumped in there and grabbed Meatloaf Mullen. Tennessee was getting ready to hire him.
Yes.
Florida jumped right in there, and that threw us down that deep, dark path, that crazy-ass week we had where we were on the air 10, 11 hours a day. No joke. We would sit in here at night. Remember that, Bino?
Yeah.
And then it culminated where Johnny Bahama turned off his flight tracking device, and nobody knew where he was.
He's out there with D.B. Cooper.
He was getting ready to jump, wasn't he? Bino, are you convinced that the thing I sent you online where they've now identified who D.B. Cooper was, that Mormon fella, are you convinced that that's who D.B. Cooper is?
Yes.
You think that's been solved?
Yes.
I didn't think we'd ever know that. Where are you on the Kennedy assassination now, Bino? Because I go back and forth on it.
Yeah, I'm at Oswald did it.
Yeah, me too.
And we just can't put it on our mind that one little loser could kill the most powerful man in the world.
Yep. One loser could stop time, essentially. When you go down to Dealey Plaza and you stand there, and I've always thought like place is just a powerful concept in our world, because there's something about standing there and looking back up in that window or looking over at that grassy knoll or whatever you think, and you just kind of go, now, I wasn't on the earth yet, but you just kind of go, man, this is the spot. Time stopped here. This is the spot. So, I've gone so back and forth on that Kennedy thing from...
Yeah, me too.
Raul did it. To Marcello had a hand in it, to Sam Giancana wanted him killed for messing around in his affairs, and Marilyn Monroe, and to Bobby Kennedy, you know, a mob tie there and what they did there, embarrassing those people before the commission and Appalachian and all that stuff. And then here's a good one for you, Bino. Oswald probably would have been a Basilio show caller.
Yeah, probably on that Friday.
He
right before the shots rang out.
Or he would have confessed on the Feinbaum show.
That's possible.
Like Harvey Updike did.
His name was Harvey too.
Lee Harvey Updike.
There we go.
I'm starting to think Lee Harvey Updike. If you ever want to really hear a crazy theory, get John Adams started on it. This John Adams guy.
Oh, on the Kennedy assassination?
Oh, he is on Pluto.
Yeah.
He is on Pluto when it comes to it.
Yeah.
But the Kennedy thing.
Yeah, he had me read that Mrs. Mary's Monkey or whatever that.
That's the craziest shit I've ever read in my life. No offense. I asked him, I said, do you really? Yeah. I said, you really subscribe to? Yeah. I was like, okay. But that Kennedy thing is, the Kennedy thing's really, that's always been a curiosity of mine.
Mine too.
Sam Schrock said Heifel's said that Oswald's rifle will be making an appearance in the chat soon.
Oh, here we go.
It was a Mannlicher Carcano, by the way.
Yes.
Ordered through a mail order catalog, an Italian rifle. A bolt action Italian rifle. I've seen so many demonstrations with it, but they say a guy that was Marine trained would be able to get off 3 shots within that time frame. We've seen it all.
Yeah, Tony, if you've ever been up there to the window,
yep,
it is right on top.
Right on top.
Anybody that could shoot, it's not a tough shot.
No. Let me ask you this, Beanstar, because you and I couldn't do it because we've seen handling. You've seen me handle a gun, one of Shino's weapons. Do you believe Shino could have made the shot with the bolt action?
I wouldn't have wanted to be in the car.
I'm telling you. Shino saw me shooting that gun back behind their house, and she said to Jeff, get that weapon away from him. And Michael Moat said sports conspiracies are fun. Conspiracies are fun. That's what they that's what they are.
And like you said, Tony, there was so much surrounding it. He had so many enemies.
So many enemies.
So many people that wanted him removed.
I got a question. You swinging a golf club or shooting a gun, what's more dangerous to anybody around?
Well, I guess it depends on your perspective, because in my golf days, when they would see me over there, guys on the next fairway and the next fairway would watch me swing and then wait to hit a ball. I was literally...
Make sure they don't get hit
you
with
talk
one.
about catching strays. Bino's seen me swing a golf club.
I'm not saying anything about anybody's golf swing. The best thing about that night you were shooting, Tony, was Russell W. and Dave Nathan peeking out
Yes.
the back window, asking me, why in the world were we letting you shoot a handgun?
I wasn't exactly steady Eddie. Let's put it that way. Miller just checked in with me. He said, I'm really glad. Miller just said, I'm really, really glad that you like the Vol so much since we're losing by 12. So. Oh, yeah. Alan says in the windows, the houses in the fairway. Let me tell you something, Alan. I played in a charity golf tournament out at, this is my charity golf tournament days, out there at Gettysview one day. And there was one of those tees that runs, there's all kinds of houses out on the right on one of the tees out there. I hit this poor house twice and said, that's it for me. That's it for me. Bino, I came so close to breaking a window out there. I bladed one. And it went right up under the eave of this house. It just missed this window. So, yeah, not very good.
I see those people in those kind of line up along the tee in those professional events.
Yep.
And
oh my gosh.
I used to slice so bad I could have hit people on both sides.
Well, I always think to myself, boy, you got a lot of faith in these guys because they hit bad balls too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody hits a bad ball. Oh, man. Yeah, I gave up golf, what I call non-competitive golf, which is another term I coined. Just like college sports are unprofessional sports. It's a great term. Nothing professional about college sports. But there's nothing amateur about it either, so it's just unprofessional. You treat each other unprofessionally. You behave in a way that's completely unprofessional. The coaches and the players have to behave that way. Everybody gets lied to in the process. And then we pretend like you're going to school, which is kind of my favorite thing about it. Beanstar, Bronny, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Tony. Enjoyed it. Everybody have a great weekend. Let's go up and win our 5th game in a row in Lexington.
We are going to win our 5th game in a row, Bino?
I said, let's go up there and do it.
What a low. Come on, Bino, say it. You can say it.
I don't want to jinx it, Tony.
You can say it.
I hope we win our 5th game in a row.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks. If you missed today's show and you want to listen back for whatever reason, here's today's show right back at you. Right back at you. I learned something today on today's show. I learned that
he'll be dropping that before each series throughout the season.
Oh, he started late here.
Bino, Jeff, you miss a day, you miss a lot around here.
All right, so what I learned today is that the Kid Rock tune is an amalgamation of 2 songs. I didn't know that. Now, I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl thing. I will take I'll take a break. Probably go hack on my guitar for 30 minutes or something. Or work on the blog. That's probably what I'll do. Go work on the blog. That give me an excuse. Tomorrow night we're live with Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime. As soon as we have the thrilling conclusion. But appreciate you. Peace. Love you. By the way, we are going to at some point debut a new program on here that we're calling the Lieutenant's Lounge, where we'll just convene from time to time and have a chit-chat. Just talk about whatever. Love you. Thanks. The Lieutenant's Lounge.
And he'll be dropping that before each series throughout the season. And Bino, Jeff, you miss a day, you miss a lot around here. Since last, Bino, you were in the hunt and in the mix with us. I think we've got our quarterback issue solved. Are you pumped, Bino, for that? Are you pumped?
It's been great discussion all week, Tony, and it's been it's been thought-provoking. It's been educational with Marcos Garza. It's just it's been a good week of radio. You guys have done a great job.
Well, I'm infuriating people because I give my opinion, and I don't want to be that way, but for some reason I'm just polarizing. I don't know, even when I'm trying not to be. My